Good evening, family. Welcome to the special Underrated Music Talk with my brother, the one and only, the junior elder of our community. Family. Oh, sorry. Welcome to the special Underrated Music Talk. Oh, sorry. Sorry, you want to do this over again? Sorry. Again, welcome to my channel, Underrated Darkness. We're going to do a special music talk tonight. My brother, the one and only special guest, Muhammadisthe1, the junior elder of our community. He's going to be partaking, and most likely I'm going to be add on just a few. And also, I want you to make sure, hit the bell, make sure the bell's lit. Share this stream throughout social media. It's very important. This is excellent information. Also, check out the links in my description box. Also, I had the links in there. Do you want to get in contact with me, like Facebook, etc.? Also, check out my hashtags. Also, in the description box. Okay. We are talking about the late great Beny, the father of Latin jazz. All right. So we gonna bring in my brother, the one and only Muhammadisthe1. Unmute your mic, brother.
Peace to all of the people in the chat. If they got in here yet, peace to you, my brother. Thank you for having me to elaborate on this great father of Latin jazz, Beny, because I think he should be talked about, because he really isn't talked about, and we're going to get into some things, and I look forward to discussing this with you. And thank you for having me again.
Yeah, smash the like button. Welcome to Masterman Black. Welcome What's Blazing Sports. The grained up, good looking. You breaking up, brother? Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay.
So what you were saying?
Yeah. No, I said thank you for having me for this discussion on Beny, the father of the Latin jazz community, emanating from Cuba. And his music was a rarity. And this is going to be a heavy discussion, and to get into the African roots of all of it, and how it ties in to African roots. And I look forward, and I thank you again. You know, I say what's up to the panel, Max, if you're out there, what's blazing in sports, what's happening, and I look forward to getting it on. Thank you again, JT.
My pleasure. It's a pleasure to get you on again. And you're going to hear some stuff. You're going to hear some information, family, that you're not going to hear. I did some investigate. I did some looking myself. And the brother right here, the late great Beny, he was not even mentioned started Latin music. They mentioned everybody else except him. He the one started it. He also had over 50 hits in his career. He died young. And but we're gonna get into that. It's gonna be a hefty information. So I want y'all to stick with us. I want y'all to learn. And this is our history. Don't let nobody tell you it's not. Because social media and the media of whole, they're going to try to tell you something different. And again, welcome Masterman Black. Excuse me, the real Kimmer. Just be you. Thanks for coming. Appreciate that. John Brooks, as always, thanks for your always support. Drama Club, thanks for your always support. Please stay. But this man had done a lot. And we're gonna bring it. So we're gonna wait for some more people to come. Brother, tell them a little, give them a little bit what you found. Not a lot, you know. Give them a little bit what you found. Just a little.
Give them a little something.
Little something.
All right.
Wait,
well, he did this in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. His music was transcendent. A matter of fact, I would have to say it was ahead of his time, because I never forget my mom, God rest her soul, she used to play this music all the time in the house. I mean, I grew up listening to this backwards and forwards, and I started listening to it, and I used to ask her, I said, "Ma, who's that?" And she used to tell me who it was, and I said, "Wow." So, and I said, "What was up with him?" And then I seen the album cover, and he's a Black Cuban, African Cuban. And then I started listening to the music intently, and man, the bongos, the stuff that comes from Africa, the drums, you know, like as Brother Art used to say, are a universal sound throughout the world emanating from Africa. And what I found was his pattern of music really resembled the beats of Africa. I mean, it was the same thing. And I'm like, wow, this guy is really tight, man. You know, so, and I've heard a story about him that one night he was outside his balcony in his house in Cuba, and Fidel Castro was coming through there, and he yelled out in Spanish, he said, "Venga la jefa." La jefa said, "Venga de la calle." That means the king was coming, you know, and they were really tight from what I hear, you know, and, you know, he allowed him to perform in clubs in Cuba, you know, and he really looked out for him. And from what I was told, you know, through different channels, and I've had some Cuban relatives as well, they say that this guy, he packed the house. I mean, whenever he performed, I mean, you had lines trying to get in there, and you know, most of it in clubs like in Havana. There was another city that he performed in out there too. But this guy, they said he was a legend. You know, he was a legend. Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
I want people to chat this too. Want them listeners. Why he's not mentioned among the greats of Latin jazz or popular music?
You know, that's a $99,000 question. I never could figure that out. Maybe it's because, well, maybe you have to understand at that time, even, you know, since the second attempt of the revolution of Cuba by Castro, and when he got all those mobsters out of there with the casinos, when he got rid of everything, I think the United States, you know, when they don't want to cover you or you know, publicize you because of what was going on there with Castro, I think that had a lot to do with it, you know. You know, and you know, it's like anything else when they want to not speak about it. Like we have that today with the media. I mean, you know, they want to cover certain things if it's in their favor, if you ever notice. So if it's not in their favor or to their perspective, then they won't cover you. So I think with him, they probably wanted to cover him, but being that the U.S. had the embargo against Cuba all these years, they never really put him out there like that. I think that was some outside forces that was responsible for that, in answer to your question.
Okay. Thank you. Nika B, thanks for coming. Letting you know right now, This is gonna be quite much information that I want y'all to just be patient, stay, absorb it, and also have discussions within the chat. I want y'all to do that. Engage. We're gonna wait about another 5 more minutes for some more people to go in. And then we're gonna read about Great Man, Beny more. And Muhammadisthe1, we're gonna bring he gonna bring what he had, and then it's gonna be a panel discussion. And so I'm just letting people know, if you know about Latin music, if you want to put your input in it, let me know. But you have to know it. So, and again, I'm gonna hand pick the panel. This is our music. You're not going to hear this anywhere else except here. Tony Smith, welcome. Haven't seen you in a minute. So you'll wait about at least about let me see, 9:42. By 9:45, we're gonna start. All right, Junior Elder.
Yes, sir.
Do it 9:45.
Okay. Okay, no problem.
So the people in the chat, if you know anybody that is on YouTube ain't doing nothing, tell them to come on now. To listen to this great man. The father of Latin music, Beny Moore. You're great. I was hearing him when I was little myself. For me, right. In New York, that's all we had. We was hearing like Latin, R&B and stuff like that. And also, I forgot to say this. I do have PayPal, and also I have Super Chat. So if you want to donate either one, both be nice. Not just messing with y'all. But if you can, I know how the times is hard. Hit the like button. But I do have PayPal and also Super Chat. That'd be greatly appreciated. And welcome back, Tony Smith. I haven't seen you in a while. Did I say Drama Club? If I didn't say that, welcome, Drama Club. Welcome, welcome, welcome. John Brooks, as always, thank you. And everybody else I know I mentioned, thank you. And what Blazing in Sports, I want you to go and support his channel. He be breaking down boxing. Thanks for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And this is going to be something, y'all. All right, want to read this side. Glad everybody has showed up. Very much appreciated. And also, Muhammadisthe1 got some news about Orange Crush 45 and Puerto Rico. So watch out for that too. And it's alarming too. We're gonna dig it. We're gonna dig into that tonight. Okay. Muhammadisthe1.
Yes, sir.
This is how we gonna do it. I'm gonna read I'm gonna read each part, right?
Okay.
And then you give your take on it, and whatever it is, then I'm gonna go to the next part. And then when I said I'm finished, And then any extra that you want to add on, you can.
Okay.
How that sound to you?
That's great. That's cool.
Okay. So you go mute your mic.
All right.
When I finish this first part, I'm gonna tell you I'm muted.
All right.
All right, family. Thanks for coming. You're gonna read about Beny more. Thanks for coming. All right. His real name is Batona Massimiliano Money. He was born August 24th, 1919, and he passed away of February 1963, known as Beny More and Beny More in Spanish. Was a Cuban singer, band leader, and songwriter. Due to his pure, tender voice and his great expressivity, he was known as various as El Bardo, Diwito, and El Seno Mayo. Marty was the master most of Cuban popular genre such as Bolero, San Martino, Mambo, and Guacha. Moore formed and led the Banda Gente, one of the leading Cuban big bands in the 1950s until his death in 1963. And he showed all this and everything. Born in Havana, Cuba. Occupation, he was a musician, but he was a band leader. Instruments, he also played guitar too. Okay, now we're gonna stop right there. Muhammadisthe1, you can unmute your mic until I hit the early light.
Okay,
now,
yeah.
Now,
yeah,
go ahead.
No. I just say what you just described. Yes, he was multifaceted. He could play the guitar, that was his thing. And his voice, he did vocals. So matter of fact, there's a couple of records where he did both at the, basically at the same time. That's how talented he was. And from what I gather, again, that music was a rarity back then because, like JT just mentioned, he did the cha-cha music, the Mongo music, the bongos and all that. This guy here, man, he went off. I mean, he did his thing to the point where, again, that music, it was like the shot heard around the world, So, that music was, when it was being formed, that Cuban music actually was the banner for all Latin countries to listen to. Matter of fact, because before salsa came, it was Cuban music. And I just want everybody to know that because that's what they were listening to back then. That was the staple in the Latin communities, especially here in New York and elsewhere in the country, So just wanted to make sure that people did know that, as their source of music listening. And, that's what they did. So, this is way before the move to salsa, And it was some really heavy music, heavy music that Beny More created. And we was glad to have, it was a blessing to have him in our midst at the time. And I mean, he was so unique with his talents. It was really off the charts. Go ahead, JT.
Okay, you can mute it back. Now we're going to read about early life. The eldest of 18 children, Marty was born in Set Israel de las Lajas in the former province of La Villa, currently Chinfulos province in central Cuba. His maternal great-grandfather, Ta Ramon Cardo Paredes, was said to be the son of the king of the tribe in the Congo, who was captured by slave traders and sold to a Cuban plantation owner. He was later liberated and died as a free man at the age of 94. In parentheses, as a child, Beny learned to play the guitar, make his first instrument at the age of 6, according to his mother, out of a board, bore a string. In 1936, at age 17, he left for La Jazz for Havana, where he lived by selling bruises and damaged fruit, and vegetables and medicinal herbs. 6 months later, he returned to Las Lajas and went to cut cane for a season with his brother Torador. With the money he earned in Torador's savings, he bought his first guitar in Manon, Korea. In 1940, Marie returned to Havana. He lived from hand to mouth, playing in bars and cafes, passing the hat. His first breakthrough in winning a record competition in the early 1940s. The radio station CMQ had a program called the Supreme Court of Art, in which the wide variety of artists participated. Winners was given contracts by unscrupulous businessmen who exploit them. The less fortunate was treated to the humiliation of loud church bells, which brutally terminated their performance. In his first appearance, Morley was secretly begun to sing when the bells. Hold on, family. I'm gonna mute this real quick. Sorry about that, family. Get back. On his first appearance, Moore had secretly begun to sing when the bell sounded. He was booed off the stage. He later competed again and won first prize. Then he landed his first stable job at the Conjunto Carto, led by Monzo Borgella. He also sang with success of the radio station CMZ with Lazaro Cardino Sesto Pagano. In 1941, he made his debut of radio. Mil Diaz performed with the Carduno Koto. And Muhammadisthe1, I want you to unmute your mic and explain the information that I explained to them. That I read. I want you to break it down for us, please.
Okay. From what you read, when he first started, as all musicians, they start off behind the 8 ball. He was performing in certain places with, putting change in the hat, and then when he made his first appearances, they did boo him off the stage because I guess they weren't used to that type of sound. But then as time went on, he didn't give up. He kept coming back, and, he was determined to get this across. Then finally, he was able to, move up in the ranks, so to speak, and he was able to get his thing going and moving forward. So at this point, that's a lesson to all of us, because whatever we do in life, even if you get rejected, you keep coming back. And this man here has, you know, done that and then some. And then, you know, it's the old adage of it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So this brother here, he kept at it, he kept at it, he kept at it, and then finally he was able to hit at least pay dirt for a little bit, you know. And again, because his voice was extraordinary, you know, nobody ever heard nothing like that before. So you know how it is sometimes. Even even like kids that do rap, if they never heard it, they go, nah, we can. But if they keep hearing it, and then pull a message out of the music, or like, hey, this is good, you know, eventually you'll get your shot, you know. So that's what happened to this brother here, and he just kept on, and you know, I admire his determination, you know, according to what you read.
All right. Now you can mute your mic again. Now we're gonna go really deep into it now. Family, so I want you to listen. That's when he went to Mexico. Arjuno, Tinamaros, and Mexico. Jairo Rodriguez of the famed trio Marteros heard Mare sing in the bar La Tempo and was greatly impressed. In 1942, Arjuno Martelo was engaged for a live performance for Radio Mil Diaz. However, Miguel Martelo was exposed and asked Manzo Bogota to lead him a singer. Bogota said More, who worked for several years with Arjuno Martelo, made a number of recordings. Moore replaced Miguel Martelo as lead singer, and the latter dedicated himself to lead the band. On 21st of June 21st, 1945, he went with Arjuno Martelo to Mexico, where he performed in two of the most famous cabarets, the Muhammadisthe and the Rios Rosa. He made several recordings. Arjuno Martelo returned to Havana, but Marley remained in Mexico. Rafael Chudo said to him, "Fine, but just remember that they call Buenos Baton here. Stay, but change the name." "Okay," replied Monet, "but now all my name is Beny Mori." Mori was left penniless and got permission to work from the Performing Artists Union. With this, he was able to get a job at the Rios Rosa, where he formed Duto Pasima, in parentheses, also known as the Duto Artilano, with Lagos Martina in December 1945. In Mexico, Moore made recordings for RCA Victor with Perez para Alberto, Juanita Saboro, Macho Sarana, Pacho Aji, La Macho, Rado Yari, and other numbers. He recorded Dalo Cabara which more consists of his best composition recorded with Perez Prado, one he never wants to re-record. Also, his recordings in Mexico with Rafael del Paz Orchestra of Bartito Yasapos was never recorded again by Mori. Even his famous composition of the months prior to leave Mexico became the entire of the theme of his big band in Cuba. Mori was also reluctant to record newer versions of his hit songs, as he thought, "You don't fix what's not broken." Mori and Prado record 28 songs in total, mostly mambo's. Moore also recorded with the orchestra of Marino Racino, Mi Va Pa Pablo, Del Chato, Mocho Casano, Asada de Bambo, Rabos de Rai, and Echado de la Vida with El Chono de Lado Martina, a Colombian singer and composer with which he recorded in Mexico, confirming a famous duo called the Phantom Duet or Dueto Pésima. He also recorded with Mexican orchestras, especially with one of the director by Rafael de Paz. They record Yara Ba, La Saba, Mata Sagura, Semida Una Vez, and Bonito da Saboso, a mambo song where he praised the dancing skills of the Mexicans, claimed that Mexico City and Havana are sister cities. In this time, Beny also recorded with the orchestra of Jesus Chacho Rodriguez. El Chacho was so impressed with Beny's musical ability that he referred to him as Alvaro de Rimo. Returned to Cuba. During the spring of 1952, around April, Mare returned to Cuba. He was a star in Mexico, Dominican Republic, Panama, Colombia, Brazil, and Puerto Rico, was virtually unknown on the island. His first Cuban recording was with Mariano Marcelo and his orchestra, including songs like Fiesta de Temporas, Saman, La Chola, etc. Marley began alternating between performance in the Cadi Oriental radio station and trips to Havana to record at the RCA studios in CMQ Radio Central. In Havana, Marley worked for the radio station RSC Kenan Asu with the orchestra of Bibo Valdez, would introduce the new style called Betaga. The presenter of the show, Abraham Gibito, present him as El Pado de Remote, then offered him the opportunity to record with Sada Meseta, but he declined the offer because he didn't care for the sound of the group. After the Bentaga fell out of fashion, Moore was contracted by Radio Progreso with the orchestra in amidst Ernesto Duarte Brito. In addition to the radio, he also performed at dances, cabarets, and parties, where he sang in Havana Central, Galo, Galito. People filled with the sidewalks at the gardens of Capitol to hear him. In 1952, Moore made a recording at the Cuesta, Oregon, with he would perform in dance halls. Orquesta, Oregon, for Cienfuegos, and was having trouble breaking into Havana, and Moore helped them in his day. And I'm gonna ask Muhammadisthe1, unmute your mic and tell the people what I read so far.
Okay, he went to Mexico to perform music, and they readily accepted him. You know, and that was a stretch because you're putting both Latin musics together. He did combinations with them. Then he went to different places within Colombia, in South America. You know, he toured different spots. And from what JT just read, he performed in packed clubs, and you know, even went to Puerto Rico. So like I said before, that music was a staple in the Latin communities, you know, at that time, before salsa emerged on the scene, before bachata, before merengue, you know, that all came a little later on. But that Cuban music definitely was the beginning staple of the Latino music. This guy here, I mean, a legend in his own right, and just by going into Mexico, that was a groundbreaking thing. You know, that was unheard of, you know, but now, see, and not only that, JT pointed out a very important point. Look at how they both, between him and the Mexican guy and the Mexican music performer, used the African influence of the instruments in their music. So that tells me right there that the Mexicans know about their African heritage also, you see. So it may not be relevant today, or they may hide that today, because just a little sidebar, I once asked this Mexican brother, I said, where are the black Mexicans located at in Mexico? He gave me the town. I couldn't remember the name of it, but they are a bunch of black Mexicans in a certain province in Mexico that nobody knows about. So maybe he was there in that town. I got to get the name of that town. Maybe y'all could look it up. But it goes to show that the African influence is global, and it's not just over there; it's over here too. So again, going back to Beny Morel, he kind of instituted that African flavor of type of music all over the globe. And his influence was so instrumental, man. I mean, this guy here, man, you know, it's so wonder why he is not talked about. Go ahead, JT.
Yeah, mute your mic, and we still got. Let me see. Yeah, we ain't got that much to go. We got, I said, about maybe 20 more minutes, and we gonna keep it going. Now this was he signed an RCA Victor. All right, now El Beta Ganete, and it shows the picture of Beny Moore on the right with Lupe and Pacho Alfonso in 1959. All there was signed with the RCA Victors Solidarity is Cuba. That's what that before I continue. This would I believe the RCA Victor, they was the first ones to start signing Cuba artists. They was one of the first ones. And Beny Moore, he started it. Now here goes the story.
The first performance of Marty Banagianti was in the CMQ radio program Casabella Candado on August 3rd, 1953. The original lineup also features Anicio Cabrera Cabrera on piano, Miguel Francisco San Diego Padova, Roberto Barreto, Cecil Gomez, and Rajano Visma on saxophones, Alfredo Chocolate Ametros, Rigoberto Rabino, Jimenez de Domingo, Cabacho, trumpets, Jose Miguel Gomez, trombone, Alberto Lamata, double bass, Tequito, congos, Clemente, Paquico, Chico, bongos, Rolando Lazarus, drums, and Fernando Alvarez and Enrique Benitez, vocals. The band was generally 16 musicians, comparable in size with the orchestra of Isaiah Cuget and Perez Pardo. Although Moore could not read music, he arranged material by singing parts to his arrangers, which includes pianist Caritas and Petruccian, as well as trombonist Generoso Toto Jimenez. Between the years 1953 and 1955, Banda Genetic became immensely popular. In 1956 and 57, they toured Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Jamaica, Haiti, Colombia, Panama, Mexico, and the United States, where group played at the Oscar ceremonies. You don't hear that. In Havana, they played in multitude of dancing halls and cabarets such as the Tropicana, La Capana, El Sierra, Night and Day, Ali Bar Club, at the hotels Rivera and Habana Libre. Moore was offered a tour of Europe, France in particular, but he rejected because the fear of flying. He had by the time been in air accidents. That's why. The final years, in the aftermath of the Cuban Revolution, many of the Cuban top musicians immigrated, but Marie stayed in Cuba. Among, as he said, my gente, my people. Now, at the time, I'm going to say something. At the time, that's when Castro has thrown the white Cubans out, was oppressed African people in Cuba. I need to throw that in. And Muhammad's the one, when I feel he going to go into that very deeply. That was during that time. Moore was alcoholic. He began to show signs of liver failure in his early 40s. He died in 1963. Hold on, man. Award and recognition. May 2012 multimedia lectures, more of the heavy Cuban American communities in Union City, New Jersey. Yeah, they one of the largest Cuban in New Jersey, right? In 1999, Marty was posthumously inducted to the International Latin Halls of Fame. That was too long. He should have been going. That's my opinion. The Beny Moore Memorial Awards was named in honor of the artist was given to artists were influenced in Latin music. On 11th June 2006, Marlene was honored with the Star of Walk of Fame in Celeste Crew Park in Union City, New Jersey. That's where she passed away. We're gonna do me and Mom the one we're gonna read about her too. The late great one. A heavy Cuban American community that hosted musician presentations and multimedia lessons of the singer. Marie is remembered in 2006 El Beny, which is based on parts of his life and includes new versions of his songs performed by musicians including Chacho Valdez, Juan Formel, and Oshas. And then see it goes references stuff and that's it.
Okay, Muhammadisthe1. You can unmute your mic and you can go add on what you want, and then we're gonna continue.
Okay. I'm gonna piggyback on what you said about how Castro threw out the Cubans, the lighter skinned Cubans.
Okay, please.
What happened was those white Cubans, because there were some Jewish people that moved down there too, you know. Because I once had a friend that lived in my building. He passed away a couple of years ago. He was a Cuban Jew. In other words, he was his people were from Germany, but he was born there in Cuba. He knew Spanish and everything. But what happened was a lot of those lighter skinned Cubans were landowners. They had different financial security things, and they were enslaving the Afro-Cubans, the darker skinned Cubans. And Fidel saw that. So that's when he decided, because he tried the first coup the first time to take over, but it failed. So that's when he went back and he retreated. I think he came here because he went to Harvard, you know. He went to two of the best universities here in the United States. Then he went back to the island, formed a revolution again on La Che Guerra. I think that's what they call it. That was his army full of his backup. So with that said, when they came from the hills, they ran people out of there because he saw the inequality. He seen how they were treating his people, and he had an affinity for the Afro-Cubans. So he felt, you know, their plight, and that's when he decided to make it, you know, according to the United States, a socialism island. But everybody got a piece of the pie. Everybody got equal shares, and what he did, everybody would have prospered. But again, once the United States and these other countries leveled sanctions against Cuba, they weren't able to get money funneled in. But as a tribute to those people, if you notice down there, they were resilient, they were bright. Look at all the old cars from the 40s and 50s that are still running out there. They fixed those cars, and they even run better than brand new cars that we have here. And on top of that, as recently as the 90s, Fidel enacted a program for Black Americans, Black Latinos, to come to the island to get a free education to do either nursing or to be a doctor. You wouldn't have to pay for it. The only commitment you would have to get from him is once you completed the program and you became a doctor, you'd have to come back and serve your community. Now, who else would do something like that? You know?
Yeah.
And the thing is, you know, matter of fact, one of Minister Farrakhan's daughters is currently right now in that program, and she's got a year left to go. See, they don't tell you that.
Right.
They don't tell you.
Right.
Right. People see, you have to look beneath the surface, my people. You know, you got to dig for the information because mainstream media will not tell you this. And see, this man did a whole lot of good, okay, for his people. So the thing is, you know, if you hear it from the people here, oh, he was a bad guy, he killed him. So what he did in the 60s, the United States told him, well, let the people go, let the people go. So you know what he did? He turned around and got the worst of the worst white Cubans out of jails and put them on a boat and sent them to Miami. So he said, you want the people, you want to let the people go? Okay, I got that. And he just let them go. There was a whole bunch of them. That's why Miami looks the way it is now, okay, in South Florida. So, and those white Cubans, they do have an air about them because one year I flew into Miami to spend about 2 weeks there. And the first place, you know, after I got my rental car, the first place I touched down in was Little Havana, okay? So I stopped into this gas station, and sure enough, it was a Cuban woman. And
God bless both of you brothers, by the way.
Yes, sir. And
yeah, I was live. JT, I was live when you called me. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about Nick Cannon doing the documentary of what Nipsey Hussle was going to do about Dr. Sebi. So I was just doing the video for Nick Cannon to be careful because we know that he's going to be next on the list.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but we talking about light. You cut Muhammad off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even think y'all knew that I was online. That's why we're just letting y'all know. Sorry about that. Y'all continue.
All right. That's okay. How you doing, my brother?
Disappointed at what's going on, but also, you know, just worried about the young brother Nick Cannon, you know, because the brother's really taking the risk doing this, and a lot of people don't know this, so I just put the word out there. But besides that, I'm blessed, my brother. Can't complain.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Okay, we want you to hang right there because in a few minutes we're gonna ask you. All right.
All right, no problem, sir.
All right.
So when I touched down there in Miami, and like I said, I went to. So this Cuban lady, I walked into the gas station to give her some money to, you know, put a little gas in the rental car. She looked at me with disdainment, and I looked at her and I said, so I spoke to her in Spanish, ¿Qué te pasa contigo? And she looked at me and she said, oh, tú eres español? I said, yo soy puertorriqueño. So she was like, I'm Puerto Rican, baby. So she said, oh. So I said, yeah, I need a little bit of gas in your head. And then she just looked at me in shock, you know? So I guess, you know, that divide was still there. So getting back to Castro, though, he, you know, like I said, he saw the plight of the darkest skinned Cubans, and he did his thing. And even with Asada Shakur, look at that, man. He kept her there all these years. You know what I mean? So, you know, and with Beny Modé, with the music, man, that guy, I tell you, man, you know, sticking to the topic, you know, he was a legend, man. He was a legend. I'm pretty sure Loso knows about him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, that guy, I tell you, you know, you just can't get away. And you can go, anybody can go on YouTube, just punch him up. Beny Modé, just punch up his music. You got a whole slew of music that this guy done made. And it's real good quality sounding. And that was at that time. You understand what I'm saying, JT? That was in the 30s and 40s, bro. That was unheard of.
Yeah.
So I think he was a little bit ahead of his time. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that's, man, you know, and, man, listening to that growing up in my mother's house, you know, it was like, man, you know? So, you know, I took a deep interest in that. Now, sometimes I'd be singing this song, you know, I just, you know, but I tell you, man, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, you know? It's a great feeling, and to know that culture connected to the African roots, oh, man, because, you know, that was a tight bond, you know, and we have to get that back. You understand what I'm saying, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say this though,
Mm-hmm.
that we did things about Latin jazz, and we know each time they don't mention him,
Right.
and and that's sad.
Right.
He's the father. That's what I name it tonight. If you've seen it, he's the father of Latin music, yo.
Right.
He the one set it off. But
Yeah.
when I think about it, and tell me if I'm right or wrong. I'm gonna ask you to come any minute now. For me, that I think that really hurt him. While all the Cubans and the Hispanics was getting all the popularity, and I think he became alcoholic of that. And I think
So you think he died of a broken heart?
Yeah, I really believe that. He said it all.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
He said it all.
Right.
And everybody else went after him. They come on now,
Right.
They copied from him.
Right.
But they did not bring him along. You hear what I'm saying?
Right. 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 They try to take his music and his material and cut him off. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing the alcohol because he's gonna do it. Then you gotta think what racism that he had to face, especially his own people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly right. That's exactly
he created all this.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, he probably went through so much trauma with that, man. It was crazy. You know what I mean?
He feel drinking that could hurt, but I believe that he would have given just due. He would have lived longer. He would have been, but that hurts.
Right. To see all the work that you put in to go like that, yes.
And he started from the bottom, family. I want y'all to understand. He started from the bottom. It's not like, oh yeah, he started like, when I'm told he started from the bottom, and he was older too. He started like in his 30s.
Right. Right. Not like he was a young boy doing that. Right.
He wasn't. And so
right.
Wow.
No,
I ain't mean to pause like that. Although, so you can get on it now. You gotta mute your mic now. It just, for me,
first of all, I'm glad we having this conversation because I'm gonna name some names that are maybe some of the Latin's most sensational groups, jazz musicians, and even singers. Muhammadisthe1 probably know who I'm talking about. One of them is a Gran Combo. They from Puerto Rico.
No, definitely.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Then you got Eddie Santiago.
Yep.
Then you got the one that died over the coke addiction. What was his name?
Tito Puente?
No, Tito Puente is the old school drummer from Puerto Rico, the legend. The one that Celia Cruz was always with. That was a road dog.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Was it Hector Lavoe? Was it Hector Lavoe?
No. Eddie Santiago and Luis Santiago. I'm sorry. Luis Santiago.
Yeah.
Yes. And my favorite old school Puerto Rican singer of all time when it comes to salsa is Hector Lavoe.
Right.
That is the voice of Puerto Rico 100%.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
But you see, what killed Hector Lavoe is one, he got too much into the cocaine era.
Right.
And you know, Bucci, which was his wife, she was also on it so bad that he lost track of a lot of things. When he went back to Puerto Rico, remember, his father renounced him. He told him, if you go to New York, you know your brother died. You're going to die the same way. So don't come back here trying to be my son. He went back to Puerto Rico to try to fix things with his father when he got married to Bucci. and they had their first child, he ended up getting in heroin addiction.
Right.
And the heroin addiction, it made him more famous because he got better at singing. But after so many years of karma, his son got killed by the gun that was in the house. His son's best friend pressed the trigger thinking that it wasn't loaded, and it killed him. And then Poochie ended up doing her thing, and he threw himself from the balcony. I think it was the 5th or 6th floor from a Puerto Rico hotel. He threw himself from the balcony down. You know what saved his life?
What's that?
Them window ACs. He bounced. When he bounced, he landed on bushes.
Wow. I think he did that in the Condado, right?
Yes, he did. In the Condado, yep.
Yeah,
so,
in the Condado area, yeah.
He already had HIV because of the needles.
Right.
So he survived for like what? I think 4 or 5 more years, and he died of a broken heart, broken soul. Just like JT just explained it, most of these singers from back at that time was when heroin was at its best, was at its peak. And a lot of these singers, just like Pink Floyd and B.B. King and all them, and a lot of Latin, jazz musicians and that play side and all, they all got into that epidemic.
Right.
Yeah.
But
well, go ahead.
Now go ahead, JT. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say.
I can wait. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead. I can wait.
No, I was just gonna say. Everybody you just named, Loso, Beny More opened up the door for all of them.
Of course, Beny More is the empire of Puerto Rican and Cuban instrumentals.
That's right.
You can name any instrumental, and he played it better than anybody else.
That's right.
He was like Prince when it came to Latin music. He was a prince.
Yeah.
You see, but let me just also say this. There's also other Latin musicians that played back then. You can't forget Willie Colon.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Willie Colon was one of the greatest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, dude. I know that.
You know what I'm saying?
No
a lot of people don't pay respects to Willie Colon, but Willie Colon has been with the best. He was with Hector Lavoe, with Celia Cruz, with Tito Puente, and Oscar de Leon.
Right.
And then also, a lot of people don't understand Willie Colon. He was playing with the biggest jazz as like Thelonious Monk. He also was with what's his name? Lionel Hampton.
I know you're talking about Lionel Hampton, one of the greatest.
I'm talking about Giants people. Because
Charlie
Yeah, Charlie Parker. When we name it like that, I want y'all to understand that. See, when they play with these jazz giants, and it goes vice versa, they identify of Afrocentric music.
Yes, I agree.
And so you gotta understand.
No, I said Charlie Parker would.
You breaking up, brother?
Yeah, you breaking up real bad, my G.
Yeah.
JT, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah, brother's breaking up bad.
Yeah, can't hear you, brother.
As you were saying, JT?
No, I was saying that there was like record labels was trying to break up.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mom's the one.
Yeah, he's gonna have to turn off the phone and come back in.
Yeah. So you gotta understand, these record labels was trying to stop the fusion of the Latin jazz with the jazz, and even Latin R&B that I talked about, and
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. And then and this is what I'm talking about, and I did a story about that on my on Underrated Music
I'm
Talk.
listening.
Okay, no problem. We got you. And so you have to understand that there was an attack, family, on this music they trying to fuse. If you think about it,
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah, you breaking up bad.
Yeah, you breaking up real bad.
You might have to come. You might have to get off and come back in.
Yeah, I think that's his best option. But as you were saying,
No, I was saying that it was a constant fight. They trying to stop
Charlie Parker.
what? I can't listen to none what he's saying.
You breaking up, brother, bad.
I'm breaking up.
Yeah, badly, bad,
real bad.
Can you hear?
Yo, you might have to go out and come back in.
You sound like you've been chopped and screwed.
Yeah, job screwed. Stop, dude. Mom, one, like that.
Mm-hmm. But JT, keep going.
And so you have to understand that there are some people say, "Oh, the Latins and Africans did not get along." I mean, I'm talking about this country. No, that's not true. They always was fusion. It just was not being mentioned. It was not being recorded. They didn't want it. They didn't want it. I'm talking the media. They did not want to record it, but they was doing like underground stuff.
JT, can you do me a favor?
You
Cause now that you're bringing that up, I wanted to bring this up later, but why do people criticize me when I tell them, even though it has to do with music? I just wanted to ask you this for a minute, then we can go back to the topic. But why is it that people don't believe that it was a black brother that taught Elvis everything he knew about music and dancing? Why?
That's enough. That's
what I'm saying. I know, but I just wanted to throw that in there. I had to throw that in there.
You know what? I'm gonna explain right then and there, because you gotta understand powers of beat. They had their hands in everything. So, they all if they look what happened to Beny Moore. They discredit him. Well, you think they discredit a black man? You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that, like. And I'm not getting off the subject.
No, please don't. Please don't. Stay on the subject.
And I'm gonna stay on the subject. And it co-signs what we're talking about. B.B. King was in blues back in the 30s and the 40s, but people started knowing like in the 50s and the 60s. But he was playing blues then. So let's be honest. Elvis was I'm gonna be nice tonight. I'm gonna be nice. So he was panhandling. He was pimping. And what they had to do, you have to understand, our people we didn't have no decisions in music at the time.
Absolutely right.
I'm talking about production, and I'm talking about record labels.
Yeah, production, record labels, what else they call it? Mastering, fixing, and music rights. Right. If you ain't got music rights, you ain't gonna make it too far.
And I'm gonna tell you, it will not surprise me that some of the songs that Elvis Presley made, it was taken from somebody else. So that means he was copyrighting other people's stuff and everything like this. So people have to understand that this was a really direct what's going on.
Exactly.
So we have to understand how this really was happening. And but you know,
see, like Betty Moran, I I remember Benny Moret. He he actually wrote the songs to 4 jazz musicians and a pianist. And for a jazz musician to write for a pianist, you gotta be good. But this is what I'm trying to get at. When the awards came and who should have been the artist and the album of the year, they gave it to one of Rudy Moret's enemies and rivals that did not know how to do music at all. So I can understand what you mean by saying that he wasn't given the respect and he was thrown on the side where he should have been the one to take all the credit of what he did. And I respect that you saying that because it's true.
And then at the same time, when we was reading, when me and Muhammad was reading, people have to understand. But anymore, he didn't know how to read music. But with the genius of him, he know how to arrange voices and sound. And that was unheard of back. People got to understand. That was unheard of. So picture if he would have had some schooling. Oh my goodness. But that's and that was a genius of him. And I told people like that, you gotta think about it as Muhammadisthe1 I'm talking about. He did this in the 30s. Depression people. It wasn't hardly of us was doing music at the time. You had Duke Ellington and stuff like that. But at the time, Duke Ellington was scratching too. You got like Louis Armstrong. They were scratching in up jazz. So you got to understand, they were scratching, So what pissed me off about it, and Muhammad, before you came in, Loso, and Muhammadisthe1, I want you to back me up on this, please, and please, especially the ones in the chat. I am pissed off about it because he let it down. And then you got these other Cubans, and all due respect, they make they made their way. Don't get me wrong, give him credit, but they didn't give the man credit.
You know what? I'm gonna say something about that. I don't give them credit. You know why I don't give them credit? Because when Celia Cruz went to when she after she left Cuba the first time when she got found and discovered, the first thing Celia Cruz said, my style is different from all of y'all's. Do not duplicate my style. And when you went to Cuba 5 years later, they duplicated her style. And people were making money off of her tracks and off of her beats and even off of her choruses. So you see, even Celia Cruz being the glorified queen that she was, even her own peoples in Cuba were playing her.
Right.
And we all know why. We all know why. There's no secret to that.
Right.
Yeah, and I want you to get them on the wall. We're gonna keep it going. And what's so sad about it that this is part of our history, and you still got people. They will still, I ain't gonna say they don't find it, but they refuse to identify this. They refuse to identify this music, and this part of our history, because everything you hear the I ain't gonna say African. Not yet, but you hear the fusion of different Latin beats, but these beats come from Africa. You know what I'm saying? And so we have to identify the origins of Africa, but each of them bring a piece. But at the same time, they need more. He still don't get the credit.
He never will. And he never will.
But we gonna give him credit tonight on this channel.
Oh, most definitely, he deserves that credit.
He definitely deserves a big up. You know what I mean?
Definitely deserves that credit. I'm gonna tell you something. When you got people like Julio Orto and people like Oscar de Leon and people like Jerry Rivera and people like Mark Anthony and people that are from Puerto Rico and Cuba, their music resembles what was played back then.
Right.
You see, a lot of the samples that have been taken from jazz musicians, pianists, and violin musicians and all, It comes from Africa. You absolutely right. But don't you see how the old school samples, they use it a lot in the new school samples when it comes to Spanish music and English music?
Yep.
You see,
Right.
it's like the prehistorically history of music was already written by the ancestors, the one that became the pioneers. And we just following up to the pioneers. Come on, look what JT said. This man did this since 1930. We didn't have all the things that we have today back then. So you can imagine how much work they had to put back then in. So you got to show these legends respect.
Right. Carrying them instruments around too. Shit, man.
And then you know what? I want you to go more on this, Muhammadisthe1, the elder, and all. Then I want you to follow this up, Loston. Understand this, and I'm gonna keep it Latin. Understand this. Also, we can actually say that he was singing in many variations of Latin sounds, and plus he played the guitar. And back then, that was also unheard of.
Exactly. He was ahead of his time.
Way ahead of his time.
Like I said. Yeah, he was ahead of his time, brother. You know, that's why I tell the young people of today, I said, you know, don't look at things that were back then as old or old-fashioned, because what happens is what happened then translates to what's happening now. Same like your type of music right now is going to transcend what happens 20 years from now. They were like, how does that work? I said, watch what I'm telling you. I said, now I'm gonna give them a good example. Let's switch a little bit to the rap. Remember that record Self-Destruction, JT?
Yes, sir.
Now look how that came out and look what's happening nowadays. You see the correlation?
Yes, sir.
See?
Okay, you know what? You know what, brother? I'll give you another example. How much they use jazz music compared to other music that make famous people. And let's keep it in the topic. I'm talking about the Latin brothers.
Right.
Do y'all know who Julio Iglesias is?
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Don't you know that 96% of everything that he used was jazz and piano? From the old school musicians from back then, he will use their samples with their permission. He will pay them for the samples, and he just add on his own creation. That's what made Julio Iglesias one of the most Spanish singers in the fucking world.
That's right. Look at Felipe Luciano and how he plays that guitar.
Another great that they don't talk about. That and you know what? We're gonna talk about this. You know what? I keep on telling you, man. Underrated know things, man. You need to listen to me and listen to other people. We know what we're talking about. Now, Jose Feliciano. Now we're talking about Latin. They all form. We told them they would come into jazz and even to blues and stuff. But Jose Feliciano. I want your people to understand this. Jose Feliciano brought Latin and make it into pop. Now, a lot of people always said, come up and like my fight. No, he was not the first one made that. It was the Doors made it first. But he put the spin on it, on the Latin part, and it became pop. So we could actually say that Jose Feliciano that take Latin into pop culture.
Right.
But there's one thing y'all forgot about Jose Feliciano. There's one thing y'all forgot. He was naturally blind.
I was getting ready to say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was blind. So understand this. Now, this is during the time, people, that rock and roll. And you got to understand too, we can actually say that he actually touched the rock and roll part too.
Exactly.
Back in the late 60s, he playing that too. So you understand, people, that our music always evolved.
Always will be involved. Always.
They're not going to tell you that because you have to understand who controls economics. You got to understand who controls the copyrights, because at the time we were starting to learn, but we still have to play catch up. So understand what I'm saying. Jose Feliciano, despite being handicapped, blinded, play the guitar. Know the word, play top in his head.
Right.
And the pop culture that he fused with pop and rock and roll. Now, people think pop and rock and roll is the same. No, it's not.
Nope.
It's not the same.
Nope.
So I understand that he fused both of them at the same time. Up there, now, you know what? Now you know. Now you're coming to the doctors, Jake Geography. And also, he also made some pretty good hits back in the 70s too. That we gotta do some Jose Feliciano. We gotta put some respect in his name one day in the near future.
Yeah.
And also, the late great Freddie Prinze and the other man Albert, I forgot his first name. It came out Chico as the Man.
That's right.
Now, he did the soundtrack of Chico as the Man. That also was a pop hit too of Latin. Back in 70, I believe 74, 75, like that.
Yep.
You know, in a few years, Freddie Prinze had took his own life back in the late 70s, the great Freddie Prinze. He was on his way. But Chico the Man was on their way to be a hit.
Yep.
Listen, we giving you history. Things will be better. Oh, I can't do that because I might get in trouble. But understand, that one song, Jose Feliciano, to be done, Light My Fire. It was unheard of.
Exactly.
The fusion of Latin with pop and rock and roll. And they trying to stop it, but they couldn't stop it. And plus, the money came in too, so they had to sell. Y'all go ahead and speak.
Go ahead, Loso.
Well, you see, I got some legends. And when I mean legends, I'm gonna name you a couple.
Okay.
Pierre Canela.
Ooh.
That is a Puerto Rican jazz master. His father was one of the most recognized musicians that pioneered when Willie Colon was at his era.
Right.
Okay, we talking about Arturo Salduval. He's a Cuban.
Yep.
He's a Cuban musician.
Yes, sir.
He went all the way from the 1960s all the way to 1987 as the most played jazz musicians in the United States and globally, period.
That's right.
But his name was never glorified because he liked to work under the curtains, not too much attention.
Right.
Now, you also got Isidro Infante y Horacio Sancero. Who are these people? One is from Cuba and one is from Puerto Rico. One is a pianist and the other one is a jazz musician, but also plays the saxophone.
Right.
They did a lot of recordings with a lot of Colombian musicians, Nigerian musicians, Cuban musicians, and I can't forget my boy who we were just talking about when I first came in.
Right.
What's his name?
Which one?
The one. Remember when I first came online? What's his name? Y'all were first talking about him, the legend.
Oh, Benny Monet? Not, but,
Yes. Also did
yeah.
work with Benny Monet.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Let me put it like this to you. You got the Cabo Cuba Jazz
Right.
band that have been banning jazz since the late 60s and still going at it in Cuba.
Now, you know it's a good point. Now I'm gonna drop jewels on you. The doctors, I'll be dropping jewels on people. Now, y'all
Please
remember
do.
Saul Makusa, right?
Manu
Yeah.
Dibango.
Right.
Mano
Now, if
Dibango,
y'all
yeah.
hear that, now I want y'all to understand what I'm saying, because you know those and Muhammad don't say nothing. Let me explain.
Run it to him. Run it to him.
If you really hear that, you hear the African sound and you hear the Latin sound. I want you to hear very carefully. That's a genius with how he did that song. It's Latin and you hear the Latin sound, baby.
Tanga, tanga, patanga, lita makosa.
Yeah, we played the horns. It was mixed with African horns and Latin sound horns. If you hear like
JT, have you ever heard that song from Hector Lavoe called Awalile? Do you know what that means?
I forgot what it means.
Okay, Hector Lavoe took out a song in 1962 or 1963, if I'm not mistaken. The name of the song is called Awalile. Awalile means African. It means African and Latin warrior.
Right.
That's what Awalile means. If you listen to the Kumba, they come from Africa, but they got Cuban mixture, Puerto Rican mixture, and a little bit of Colombian mixture. But when he sings the song, you can see the harmony that comes with it when they play the saxophone and the piano. That comes from our ancestors. So you right. Hey, boy, AJT, you on point today, boy. You're on point.
Now, right. But and also I want people to understand too. Now, when Loso and Muhammad the one talking about, because we do have to talk Colombians, there's Colombians had identified the music too. You got to understand, once upon a time, that music was not known. The United States did not, this country did not want this music, play this music at a certain time. So they had to go to other countries, like the Caribbean countries, like the other countries, and that's how they became legends. When the United States starts seeing the money, I'm talking about the economic benefit, that's when they came in. But at the same time, they still did not have artist rights. They did not have the copyright. They did not have. They did not give him the orchestrated right there to conduct the orchestra, arrange the orchestra, produce the orchestra. So I want people to understand the Latin music involves, like all our German music does involve, but you have to understand one thing too. Go just like it goes with jazz, the Latin sound. I'm talking about in the early, like mid, like I said, mid 1900s, but I'm talking about the 30s and the 40s. They was like Beny Moore. He was not really playing in the United States at the time, so he had to go to Mexico. You understand? Just as these Colombians had to go, because that's the only way they could make their money, and that's the only way they could be heard of. But the United States has seen the economic benefit. And I'm talking about get back to Beny Moore and others. That's when they RCA, that's when they created Victor. And I'm talking about for the Latin. And so Beny Moore had opened the doors for a lot of not just Puerto Ricans, not just Mexico, but even Colombians too. He had opened the door of it was a global fusion. And what happened was he was not, man, let me get my thoughts here.
because it hurts.
Yeah, it does.
He passed away at 63 of a broken heart, I believe, of alcohol. He didn't live to really see how he affected this Latin sound globally. And that hurts.
It does hurt. You're right. You're right.
That hurts. That you gotta understand. Hear this man that fought for almost like 30 years. I mean, like almost 20-some years. And then when he died, he still, I mean, he got processed in Cuba, don't get me wrong. I'm saying, but I'm talking about globally. And until this day, he still don't get the credit he deserves. But we talk about it here. And I'm telling any Latin or anybody Colombian or anybody, they should really come here right now and just.
You see, JT, you see what you said earlier, how our jazz musicians and our ancestry music and from the 20s, even as far as the 1800s. But let's just bring it forward just a little bit. And I remember one of my favorite musicians in the world changed. He changed the chemistry of Spaniel music. You made a point. Jazz music goes with hip hop, goes with salsa, goes with cha-cha-cha, bachata. It goes with anything you implement it to. But Hector Lavoe was the first Puerto Rican musician ever in Puerto Rico to put that gangster Spanish slang into the jazz music. He will talk about the struggles, what black brothers and Latin brothers went through. Real talk. He will talk about the drug epidemics, but he did it in a Spanish slang type way, like a hip hop type of way, but more of a just type of singing way. So you absolutely right. I just wanted to make that point too, because Hector Lavoe was one that started that Spanish gangster jazz type of mood in the early and in the late 80s. Facts.
And then at the same time, Muhammad's the one I want to get into it too. Let's not forget about the Latin R&B that was created in New York and only lasts almost 10 years. And that's when you hear the gangster. You hear
JT, look at the chat for a minute. JT, look at the chat for a minute.
What? Oh, wow. Wow.
What's going on?
Wow.
Blessings. It's called blessings. That's what it's called.
Well, Muhammad, you could look at the chat. I just, wow.
I can't see it while I'm on the phone.
No,
blessings.
Read
Monique Hill, thank you so much, sister. You see, it's things like this that we appreciate so much. Just knowing that you can learn and you're willing to learn and participate and be here for your brothers, it really means a lot to me. And she says, JT, thanks for always staying lifted, bringing back memories, straight truth. I still have LPs my pops left me. Thank you, beloved. Thank you very much, Monique. That means a lot to JT. Real talk.
No doubt. Thank you, Monique. Thank you. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Queen.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Blessings.
Thank you.
That's all that's happening. Blessings.
Way to look out for the brother. That's right. There you go.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Muhammad's the one.
That's what it's all about.
Muhammad's the one.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask you a question, my brother. Do you feel like Hector Lavoe is the first Puerto Rican musician to bring the gangster Spanish era into Latin jazz music?
No question.
Thank you.
No question.
Well, I know
No
too, though,
question.
so don't leave me out.
No. I know. I already asked you, and you agreed with me. Now I gotta ask the brother. You know?
Yeah.
I just want to feel part of it too. Don't leave the brother out.
Yeah. Yo, but let me tell you something, Loso. He not only laid down the tracks, he opened up a whole different world when it came.
Yeah, just a whole different level. Yes.
Yeah, he ascended, man. Mm-hmm.
And also, let's not forget about he opened the doors of fashion. How they dress.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, JT. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead, my brother. Teach him.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Teach him, brother. Yes, sir.
The spandex. I ain't talking about the spandex. Be coming up to know the spandex.
Right.
The shoes, the pointed shoes.
Yep. What we used to call those shoes? What we used to call those shoes back in the day, JT? Roach killers?
Wingtips.
Yeah.
You know what they used to call that style back then? You know what they used to call it? Pizzazz.
Right.
You know, you had the suits with the open shirts. You know what I'm saying? You had you had the shoes to match with it and shit. You know, I don't know. It could have been a Versace. It could have been a silk shirt, but the shirt had to stand the suit.
And at the same time, let's not forget about the ponytail. The ponytail had to be a certain way to hang out. with the fedora used to be like that.
JT, stop it, JT, stop it.
Okay, yo, see, you're tapping some degrees, DTTI there. Now, I ain't talking about the chat. I ain't talking about the chat, but I ain't talking about your. Yeah, I be man, yo.
Hey, JT.
Hey,
JT.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let me drop this nugget. And Loso, I don't know if you can remember. All right, there was a band in the mid to late 70s. They all incorporated African and jazz in their stuff. They were called the Dr. Savannah Band. Oh, you know about them, JT.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know what? Put it like this. We have named so many greats. You can end this live if you want right now.
You know what? And you know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. I can go one day better. Born in New York, Mandrell.
Oh, Mandrell. Yep.
Family. Here, Fistwalk, 72. I can't play because I get copyright. Fistwalk, and I'm talking about this day was like 7 minutes. From like the minute,
Fence walk, Mongo meat.
Oh my God! Meat? What?
Mongo meat, yo, pull that. Hey, Loso, when you get a chance after we get off, pull up Mandrill, Mandrill, and you hear all their hits, brother.
Oh no, my mom used to play all their hits when I was a kid.
There you go.
You got to hear Fistwalk. You got to hear. Oh my God!
People in the chat.
My mom used to tell me, if you want to know about Latin music, you got to play these boys.
Right.
And man, I'm gonna tell you, they kicked ass, bro. They kicked ass.
And that's to the people in the chat too. People in the chat, if you're still there, Mandrill, Mandrill. Pull that up on YouTube. You'll be surprised. I'm gonna tell you another group too, real quick. I'm gonna tell you another group who infused Latin jazz, whether we knew it or not. War.
Yup. Very underrated.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Wow. Cisco Kid was a friend of mine. That's right.
Wow.
Oh, we dropping jewels over here tonight, baby. Yeah.
You know what?
I got more to come.
We got Mama's the one. You know
Yes,
what?
sir.
I can't believe we leaving our sisters out of this, dog. I can't believe it.
No, no, no,
Hold
no,
on, no, no,
no,
no. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. Why we never mention Olga Dañón?
Oh God.
Yeah,
You know who
mention
Olga Dañón is, right?
Yes, yes, sir. Oh my God.
Oh my good, bro. Hey, JT, you bringing us way back, bro. Way back.
No, no, yeah, I ain't finished yet.
Olga
Hey.
Dañón. Olga Dañón played the piano, the saxophone,
Right.
the violin. She was a singer. She was an actress. Not only that, she was an activist, motivational speaker in Puerto Rico. Before she even started learning how to dance, she was showing kids how to play the saxophone and how to be a pianist way back in the 50s and 60s.
Right. 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 Loso, I got a question for you because I can't remember offhand. Who was the people that made up the Fania All-Stars?
Say that again?
Who was the musicians that made up the Fania All-Stars? They all came to collaborate with each other. Was it Tito Puente, Hector Lavoe? Wasn't it a whole bunch of them, right?
I think that was Willie Colon and Tito Puentes that put that group together.
Right, Willie Colon, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Willie Colon because remember, Willie Colon at that time, he was the one that had a lot of features with a lot of the greatest musicians. And that's when a lot of Puerto Ricans and Cubans and even Dominicans started coming to New York. Because remember, New York had its selective jazz musicians. And the Latin party and the Latin, community at that time, when it came to jazz music, it wasn't so big. It wasn't famous. But then when you saw, Moreno and Willie Colon and Hector Lavoe, and they went to New York, that's when jazz Latin music became popular. They started in little mini clubs. From the little mini clubs, Hector Lavoe just took almost 3 months just to get to the Madison Square Garden.
And I seen him there. I seen him there twice. Yep.
And after Hector Lavoe was the first Puerto Rican to sell out Madison Square Garden, that's when New York became affiliated more with jazz musician music, but they worked mostly with brothers and sisters and pioneers that were teaching others already of what they know already. So you see, a lot of the famous people that became legends, they were taught by other Latin musicians that were already legends themselves.
And you know what? I'm gonna drop another jewel on you too, because I'm pulling things up that I already know. Eddie Drennan. Let's do the Latin hustle. I can't sing it because I'm gonna get copyright. Let's do the Latin hustle. Even Latin had their own hustle.
Right.
Okay. 75. All right.
Yeah.
Fusion with African. And I believe he's from New York too.
Right.
Latin people. Latin hustle.
I'm gonna give y'all another nugget that a lot of people don't know about. Back in the late 80s, 90s, there was a band from Japan that played salsa. I swear.
They still on. They still on. They still doing their thing. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Boy, that Chinese lady can get down, can't she?
Yeah. La banda de
Japón. She's the singer.
Yeah.
You know, you got the drumless, you got the pianist, you got the dude that's playing the saxophones, the other one's playing the violin. That lady is bad.
Yeah, they're from Japan. Exactly.
But you know what? You know what they like to play more? Drums.
Right.
Because they like kumba a lot. When you mix kumba with salsa, you give it a different rhythm.
Right.
Oh yeah. And then it's another group in the 1969, 70. They played from Bahamas. Funky Nassau.
Funky Nassau.
Oh my God, bro.
Funky Nassau. I think there's beginning to the end, something like that.
Yeah.
Funky Bahamas.
I know what you're talking about. We know what you're talking about.
No, I'm just letting the people in the chat know.
Wow, bro. Wow. Well, y'all naming legends, bro. Wow. Legends.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, hey, man. I love this conversation, bro. Oh, man. Yo.
Hey, I remember how I used to wake up when my mom ain't go to work.
Right.
And she'll probably grab some Hector Lao. I'm gonna give y'all a little preview of how it go. She'll look at me and say,
No. I get copyright, can't sing it.
No. Just watch what I'm gonna do. She'll look at me and say, do you know all his songs? I'll be like, no, I know some. Because I really wasn't into jazz music anyway. You know, I was mostly like into like, you know, Run DMC and NWA. I really wasn't into jazz music like that. But I like BB King and I like several others. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm glad that my mom sat me down. I'm glad she took me to every Spanish party. Because they did not only learn from the greats, but I also learned from other musicians that helped these greats be great legends how they are today.
That's right. That's right.
And also we gotta understand Latin play a vital part of disco. Let's get it together. That's from El Coco. All right.
Yeah.
That had instrumentals too.
Okay.
Yes,
Brother Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Do you know about a group Boniche? JT, do you know about a group Boniche?
Boniche. Yeah,
that's a Colombian group. That's a Colombian group that played off of only African instrumental. They went to New York and became famous.
Wow. See, I'm learning something. See that?
And then people, you got to understand too. Latin started created like salsa.
Right.
I want you to understand that too.
Right.
There's different, like I always tell people. Like I remember I read about history of art, history of blues, history. There's different variations of our music. I want you to understand there are also the different variations of Latin that we ain't even scratched the surface.
Right.
We just getting started. But I want you to understand how the origin in Africa had a lot of variations that it might.
You know what, JT? You make a whole lot of sense. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Most of all the dances that you see today imitate everything that was, created or orchestrated as in dancing material. It all comes from Africa. Look at all the rituals and look at all the dances that the villagers do in Africa. That's been going on for thousands and thousands of years.
That's right.
So check this out, y'all. I pull up some African Cuban jazz from the 40s, 50s, 60s. This is old. I'll pull it up. I told you. I'm going to get you. I know you. Yes, feel happy. That's an old one. A flag, Metroid, upload, put instrument. Okay, Dizzy Gillespie, Machita, 1947. Machito and his Afro-Cuban. This is old people. James Moody and his Modernist, Tropicana, 1948. Marquito Sanarita. That must be
Mongo Santa Maria. Yep.
Oh my God. Mongo Santa Maria?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check this out. Now.
Wow.
This one. 1939, Aretha Magria. Taboo. Scala, Vocal.
Bruh, did you just say taboo? Did you just say taboo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bomba Clyde.
Yeah. 1930. Check it out. Brownswick Records. 1939.
Exactly.
All right. All right. Now see, I keep on telling y'all, this music goes back. And you know, and all that.
Wow.
Beny Monet, he created all this. And when the people are reading, he not getting credit for it. All right. You got Body Montez, Conti Jungle Fratuits. I remember I heard that. The Latin jazz, Antonio Diaz, Mina Kush, Andre Cuba, All Stars Tyrant.
Yep, Andre Cuba. Yep, one of the legends. Yes, sir.
One of the legends. Biquil Valdez, Bia, another great. Tio Fuentes, Core of the Jungle Birds. Y'all got to hear that. One of the best. I'm talking about one. Let me shut up. Uh-oh. We read about it. Beny Monet. Sarah, get it. Yeah. Any kind of put that. Nada. See, these are the people. Oh, RCA Victor, Dizzy Gillespie on his orchestra. Gara Guedo. Now that's back in the late 50s, early 60s. Tambo Serrat and Diaz and his orchestra. All right. Carmen Sarredo, Arno Voodoo Moon. I heard that one. These are great people. We giving you great. Patu Dabo, Tito Fuentes, when he was young.
We already talked about Tito. You already know you got to bring up Tito.
Yeah. Also, we are reading about blacks also fused with the Latin sound too. That they ain't gonna tell you that. Talking about they don't get along. They was getting along then. Art Blakey Jazz Messengers was Sabu King. This back in the 50s, family. Art Blakey, a jazz legend. All right. Herb Vic dancing of the Zombies. Another legend. Lucy.
You know what? Let me say something before you say something too, JT. Do we know that also Bob Marley at this time worked with a lot of Latin and black jazz musicians too?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Right. Luciana Chana, Bato, another underrated legend. Les Kasha. That's the group I'm talking about. They played in the 70s. I wish they had me created this. I won't get copyright. But Chicho is Afro-Cuban Dragnet. Pato, Tacho, El Cajon.
Say that again, JT. I didn't hear that.
I think I said it was a Patito.
Spell his last name. Spell it.
Oh, no, the first name is P-A-T-A-T-O.
Okay.
Or potato. And the last name is T-O-T-I-C-O.
Topacio. Okay. Topacio, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Herbie Mann.
Oh, yeah.
Nachos. Yeah. Herbie, now I'm going to tell you one thing about Herbie Mann. Mm-hmm. Herbie Mann has arranged over 200 something sounds. Now he don't put them down because they thought that he sold out to R&B and other stuff like that, but he did a lot of the Latin thing too. That's the same one made Hijack in 75. If you hear Hijack in 75, you hear some Latin sound in that.
That's right.
Okay. Joe King and his orchestra, Kenyatta, 1960. Old Poncho Loco.
Let's not forget also from Cuba, Lo Bambang. That's one of the most famous Cuban classic jazz Goomba groups of all time in Cuba. They are called Lo Bambang.
Right.
And
Also,
they came out in the 40s.
How about that?
And also, people say, "Oh, it wasn't no black jazz musician wasn't working with no Latin." One right here, Charlie Parker with Machino
Mango Santa Maria, yeah.
All right, Roland Aquillo,
Yeah.
Tito Fuentes,
Mm-hmm.
Monty, 1957, a classic. Listen to that. Luis Sable Martinez, Abba.
Yes, classic.
Classic. Cachorro Discaro Cubana. This is
Ooh.
back.
Ooh.
Right.
Come on. Did y'all want to eat some more? I need some more. I hear all this.
Woo, bro. Boy, you bringing back some memories.
Pacino, White Jungle. What?
Hey, hey, Muhammad is the one. Hey, JT,
Yes,
let me ask Muhammad is the one, son. You remember when we was I grew up in in Jamaica, Queens, more than the Bronx. But anyways, you remember in the 80s there was this Latin woman that used to sing jazz and dance jazz. I think every Latin kid was in love with that woman. When I tell you her name, you're gonna do a backflip. Edie Chacon.
Oh,
you remember Edie Chacon?
Do I, man? Listen.
Yeah.
Man,
one of the greatest jazz woman when it came to dancing and singing, and no disrespect, shaking that booty.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I used to watch that every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on Channel 41, the Spanish channel.
Yeah. She shake that booty real good because I used to sneak it and go in the living room and watch that 41. I used to get my behind.
Hey, I remember I used to lie to my mama.
Yeah.
I used to take that woman though. I used to take that one with a smile though. like my booty. What you mean? Get your behind bed. I used to be crying. I just like how she shaked it. This nasty little dog.
I'm gonna tell y'all something funny. One of my mans, we grew up around the same era. He told me, "Yo, Rod, every time she came on, I had a little TV in my room. I go close the door and go,
Wow.
Yeah. I said that's a little bit too much information, pal.
Yeah,
that's the crazy thing about it. Hey, think about it, brothers. That's the crazy thing. You see, in the 80s, I go us back in the 60s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Music was beautiful. Music had a meaning. And especially when it came to jazz music, old school music, classic oldies, and jazz always had a part of all these classics. All of them.
It was a stress reliever, like Muhammad the one that said.
But you know what though? The reason why, because fellas, you have to understand, they played with real instruments, so it was like bands. So you're hearing the real music. Sometimes when you go see them live, they sound better than the record. You understand?
Right. Yeah, and I got some more to read. The Herbie Man Afro Sex Jazz Sister, 4 trumpets.
Yeah.
4 trumpets?
Huh?
Yeah.
4 trumpets, you say, right?
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Let's see. I could.
Hey, fellas, I'm gonna pause for a minute. Y'all give me 1 minute.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna go on. We're gonna keep on going. What's up, Party Kels? Thanks for coming. Hey,
Queen.
Francisco. Hey, what's up, Queen? San Francisco Chain Martinez Sextet. That had to be in the 50s. Don Rocket, Headhunter.
Well, here's one for you, JT.
Huh?
Here's one for you.
Go ahead.
When Silver Convention did the San Francisco Hustle. Remember that one?
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Look at this, man. Y'all just cause see, cause see, you gotta understand the work that I'm reading right now. You have to understand this. They was not known at the time. A lot of them, they was like them little independent labels, but they wasn't paying all that good. They just paid enough to get their album out and stuff like that. They wouldn't even have no money to really like travel to really push the LPs like this. So you have to understand the time too. Tito Rodriguez and his orchestra, Asia. See, these are great, family. I'm gonna keep on reading this. Look at it, and then we're gonna talk about this. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling you, the ones that is Hispanic, I'm talking about our Spanish buses, y'all missing out on something. Well, I'm glad y'all stay. Y'all keep on staying.
I'm back, family. I'm back.
Yeah, y'all stay in the chat, and I want y'all to engage on the same conversation we had. Engage. Any questions that you want to ask any one of us, feel free. Ask questions. Okay? Look, I'm looking at all this stuff. Tater, Soul Source. That's on Queen Who I Am. See? Tabu Martinez. The Archie.
God bless to all the queens in the panel. If y'all feel ignored, God bless to all the sister Kales, Queen Who I Am, Diana the Bull, and all the rest of the sisters. God bless you, Annette B, all of y'all. Thank y'all very much for coming in. It's very important and very special to me, JT, and also Brother Muhammadisthe1. You feel me? Thank y'all so much. We really do appreciate it.
Muhammad's
definitely
the one.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, Muhammadisthe1. And also, this one of my favorites. And it's old too. Les Baxter, Congo Train.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Did
You
this
going
man
way
just
back.
say the Congo Train? Oh my God.
Les Baxter, Congo Train.
Go Train. Wow.
And
I remember when I was a kid and I used to be running from my mom when I used to behave bad as shit. That's what the fuck we was hearing most of the time.
Yeah.
What I didn't like about it.
Oh my God.
I wish the record. I wish it was longer. That was a tease. It was 2 minutes 40 seconds. That's what
man. Those were the days, man. Those were the days, man. Man, I miss all that for real. I miss it.
Yeah.
JT, you breaking up. JT, you breaking up. JT, you breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. I read it. Candido Congo, so 1962. Al Escobar, Johnny Special from the album. Y'all know what it is.
Hey, JT.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give you another group that used a little bit of Latin jazz in it. The group Chic, with that record Dance.
What you know about Goose Cheek, man? What you know?
Chic, the group Chic. They used to go.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
And Tango. Dance so too.
Yeah. And then I'm going to drop another jewel on you. It's going to take off the subject a little bit, just a little bit. The LP you talking about, that Dance, the same LP, Happy Man, you know who was the lead singer of that?
Who's that?
The late great Luther Vandross.
Ain't that something? Wow.
I tell you what, put it like this. We all are from New York, so it ain't no different. Right. I remember, when my mom was young, my mom was probably like 25, 26. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? She already had me and my brother. But I remember every day, it never failed. She'll wake up, and back then we had the the disco type of or the tape recorders that you had to put in the fucking compact disc that came with it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, she'll grab it and she'll play her dish, you know what I'm saying? Do her coffee.
The 8-track.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And I remember me and my brother or whoever was in the house, if your ass ain't woke up at a such time, I felt bad for you. Because my mom used to blast the fuck out of Latin music.
Right.
And that's why I think I picked up the problem. And sometimes I just thanked her for that. Because if it wasn't for my mom teaching me my cultures, that's one thing that's very important that we need to understand too. You know what? I thank the people that took the time to teach me what jazz Latin music and jazz black music is all about.
Right.
You understand? Right. That's how I grew up to love music so much. Exactly. You know, when you was young and you was at a party, you know what I'm saying? And you were listening to music, and if it was just in you, it's just in you. So I want to thank all my ancestors that paid the way for us to understand where music comes from. And, and logically, like my mom told me, if it wasn't for our Latin black brothers and sisters, black brothers and sisters in Africa for inventing breakdancing, salsa, merengue, cha-cha-cha, bachata, we would have never known what dancing is all about. So you see, my mom also taught me history. Don't forget where it came from. Don't forget where it started. Remember your legends. Because it's the legends of today that got it from the legends back then. Based on a true story.
And you know what? And I want people to understand the songs that I name. I pull up. I'm not even gonna say the name of the social, that I'm not gonna do that. I pull it up. It's Afro-Cuban jazz.
Right.
That also deals with like the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s.
Right.
Some of them was deleted of copyrights and stuff. So I want people to understand that. Also, if you're anybody heard from South Orchestra, the late great Vincent Montana Jr. A lot of people say, who is Vincent Montana Jr.? He was down with the Philly sound back in the 40s and 50s and 60s. He was like one of the dark artists, but people started noticing him back in the 60s. He the one helped start South Orchestra. Now, people want to know who's Joe Bates. Joe Bates was part of the fusion of the Latin R&B back in the late 60s, going to 70s. And when Salsa Orchestra was discovered, right? He came with him. But at the same time, Phil, I'm getting on subject a little bit, but I'm connected. Just work with me, family. Work with me, fam, especially in the chat. MFSB, that stands mother, father, sister, and brother. They was not getting paid royalties on the songs that they were playing on. So what happened was they came with Vincent Montana and they formed Salsa Orchestra, one of the influential orchestras as ever. Now people say, what happened MFSB? MFSB still was like going on with the Philadelphia International, but they had to form, they had like the B plays. So the B plays came on and they did their thing. I'm not gonna lie. They did their thing in the 70s and stuff, but it's not the same. But they crunked out a lot of monster hits. If you hear Vincent Montana, if you hear all the things that he created and did with Latin and mix it with African and stuff like that. And so and then he redone I want y'all when it's finished. This is one of the love songs they did. I want you to pull up Love Letters by Salsa Orchestra. I believe that's back in 76. It is so beautiful. It's over like about 3 years. And I'm telling you like this, that you should hear the vibes that they play. If you hear Latin all through it. You hear the strings. You hear the breakdown. You hear the heart, like that. You get an argument. That song's like you get back together or you breaking up. but it's called Love Letters by Salsa Orchestra. You need to hear that because you hear all that Latin, bro. You hear all that music. Oh my god. So I'm dropping. Give me your juice.
You know what? I want to say, son, I just found this out. I'm just coming to new information. So that's why it's always good to read and listen. When Celia Cruz left Cuba, nobody in Cuba knew what the Afro nation was. I'm talking about as an Afro Black nation, Afro Black Cuba, or even Afro Puerto Rican nation. Cuba did not know that. When Celia left, she introduced the style of Afro-Cuban in New York. And when she came back to Cuba, she introduced the Afro-Cuban nation to the Cubans and her style and the swag. You see, it was Celia Cruz's husband that put a different twist when it came to playing the Cuban trumpet. And what I mean by that, he gave it a different significance with the jazz vibration. He gave it more life, gave it more stamina, gave it more where people will move their body more. And the man studied this by actually, because I read up on the story, he went to Africa to study it.
Right.
And that's how him and Celia were able to be glorified in countries and in the United States, because she was the first Latin Cuban woman to introduce the Afro-Cuban nation in jazz and Goomba and salsa, and that expanded her career tremendously. Wow.
Hold up. And I'm going to back that up. I'm going to back that up.
What?
I'm going to back that up. What you just said, Lo Show, that is true. Because one year when she appeared at the Garden with the salsa thing, and I took my mother for her birthday gift, right, to the Garden. We had great seats. After she performed about 5 songs, she said in Spanish, but I'll translate in English, these are my people in my group and that backs me up. And you take a look at them, they're Black Afro-Cuban people. Yo, she said that in public, bro.
Thank you.
In public.
Thank you very much.
In public. So I'm backing up what you said. And me and my mom, we looked at each other. I said, yo, did she say that? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, son. Yo, that blew our mind.
And you know what? I'll pull up something else, fellas. And even in the chat, engage. Please engage. You know what I pull up? Y'all gonna like this one. Y'all want to hear it, right?
Run it.
We waiting on you, my G. Go ahead. Let us know.
I'll pull up Latin soul, Latin funk, 60s and the 70s. I'm going to read it out, yo. Oh, I'm going to get this thing started. We got Ray and his Court Soul Freedom. 1973. We got Pancho and the Latin Soul Brother. Got myself a good man.
Right.
St. Vincent's Latina Radies. Roasted on Fries. 1972. Julio Gutera.
Get it.
Oh, I remember that one. Pedro Gonzalez, El Samara, 1970s. Malo, oh, you gonna know this one, Muhammadisthe1, because you know they used to play that. Because you know I was a little boy, you was old man back then, 73.
man, you got me hyped up today. I feel good today. I'm glad I came into this live. I really am.
But you gonna hear this. I mess with you. Marlo, Street Man, 1973.
Hey, you know who we forgot? You know who we forgot?
Who?
Carlos Santana.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We gonna get to that. Hold on, we gonna get to that. We're gonna read some more. Perez Prana, to Orchestra Mexico. We read about that too. You remember that? Oh, Muhammadisthe1?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now we read about them. He was arranging some stuff in the 40s, but this one he read it was in 1970. So that time he became a legend. Marco Santeria, I Can't Get Next to You. Ricardo, Dafrado, Circle, 1973. Mauricio Smith, Hot Peppers, Part 1. Marco Santeria, Cloud 9. People say Cloud 9. That means the Temptations made it first, but they put their Latin twist on it. People recognize that. Enrique Alvarez, La Vampiro, Isle Place. 19, they put a question mark because they don't know what she is. Harvey Avenue, Never Learned to Dance. Rabbit and Carrots, Los Chitos Contra. Don't Lay Your Funky Trip on Me by Sino Souls. Machina, Machina. That's old. Let's get to it. Louis Santi Sacantono de Fergui. What? 75. We read about him already. 50s. 75. Legend. Black Sugar Valdez in the country. They remade that because Donnie Hathaway made it first.
That's right. That's right.
Joe Bateman. Remember we told Joe Bateman. He said, "What's with Joe Bateman?" Joe Bateman came from the 60s R&B Latin sound.
That's right.
After Sour Funk. Like I said, later on he joined South Soul Records. Sabo Martinez. My Christina, 1970. Banner All Star, Steady. Oh, these I remember that 7. Nico Gomez in his Afro persecution. Violet Chikwe. Joe Bateman. Same LP. Latin Strut. 1970. Montego Samaria. Crazy Lady. Candino. Funk. Real Latin Funk. Perfect Jimenez, Miami. The Village Callers, Hector, 1968. Another one from Montego Samaria. Sang a Simple Song. The remake. Another one, Enrique Alvarez and Los Patriots. Abba Tipo. Caracas, Jungle Fever. Caracas. The modern town of Al Escobar, Titan, Senior Soul, The Mouse, P.A. Louise, Evil Ways, 1969. Now there are some they deleted the video because of copyright damage. So
espérate, señor. Usted acaba de saber a quién tú acabas de llamar. Señor, Mr. JT.
Thank you.
No, listen. You are naming so many of the classics, legends when it comes to Latin funk, and not only Latin funk gospel, Latin funk jazz, Latin funk salsa. There's so many mixtures and so many people that did that in my mom's era that, JT, I'm going to just ask you, please, just become bilingual, bro. Start speaking Spanish. Because you are naming every legend there is.
I ain't finished yet. It's like we don't want more Latin stuff. I remember that's like in, I believe, late 60s, early 70s. That was during the time of the New York sound that they created. Okay. TR Secor, Soul Spanish, Deep, Funk 45. That has to be in the 70s. Magnum Composer 1974. Another one, Montego Sarigo, Lady Marmalade. That's a remake.
Oh my God, Mommy Marmalade.
Yeah, Lady Mama.
Oh my God! What?
Hey,
Lord,
hey. Yeah. Mama
Yeah,
Lane.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. Remix.
Yo, there was a remember Mondo and the Second Avenue Band, Deputy of Love,
Right,
1980.
right, right.
Yep,
Read
yep.
no more. Groupie says Cecilia, African Bump Latin, Funk
Right,
45.
right,
Laid your funk trip on me, sing your soul. 1969. I
right,
remember that. Now,
right.
I'm gonna tell people this. This was during the time of the New York sound of Latin soul, right? Latin
Exactly.
R&B. This is they really start coming in form, but you know, a few
Right,
years later, it fall out because of economics. This is they
right,
really start showing it. All right. So
right.
you know
let's
who was
back.
the jazz queen to me? You know who was the one of the most beautifulest jazz queens, and she put it in a way that it was her style. She was so good that she's almost 60 now, but her music is so good that till this day, if she decides to ever do music like she did in her first few albums, she'll be big still. And that's my baby Sade. Oh,
Oh wow.
y'all know what? Sade, yes. Miss
Oh
Sade,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. She had
There's
that little
no
bit of
other
Latin flavor.
singer out there that put more jazz composition than that
Yes.
woman right there in the 80s.
You gave me the big. Yeah. Yup. You gave me
Oh,
the gift of life.
I got one for you, Muhammadisthe1.
Okay.
And so. Now
Which,
you,
who it
you
is, who it is.
now you remember Curtis Mayfield make the late great Curtis Mayfield make Freddie dead, right?
Right.
Poncho and the Latin Soul Brothers did Freddie's Dead.
Right. Right. Ain't
Mhm.
that something?
Isn't that something? That's right. Julio Gutierrez, Last Tango
Mm-hmm.
in Paris. I heard that was
Yep,
a
that's Tango in Paris. What?
last
Oh my
tango in Paris.
God,
That was a
bro.
great one.
Mm-hmm.
Jingle, Jingle,
Wow.
Jingle, Black Power. Marco
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Mayu Sambo Ryu.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Little Little Francisco, Gray, Moving, Grooving, Joe Bateman, Call My Name.
Damn.
I did believe that back in '68, but I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong in 37.
I wasn't even born yet.
Hell yeah, you know. Montego, Santeria, Love Child.
Oh
Love
my
Child. People
God,
said,
bro.
where was Love Child? The Supremes made it first. They just redid it in Latin form. Love Child. El
Right.
Yeah,
Sonido,
yeah, you absolutely right. Yeah.
yeah, El Segundo, Di Chillo, Guitarra, Jungle Fever,
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, bro.
The Insiders, The Brown,
Mm.
Boogaloo
Right.
Combo, Hot Pants,
Hell no.
the
Damn. Did you just
now,
say Boogaloo?
yeah. Now I
Oh
was
my.
playing some.
Wow.
Now I was playing some to the family here. There are some black acts did sing Latin sounds, sing Latin words too.
Mm-hmm.
They had Latin beats with it too, and some of them
Yes,
came out
absolutely
great.
right.
Right.
So the
Wow.
choirs, get ready.
Wow.
All right, Jazz Funk, Willie Bobo. I
Mm-hmm.
know people know Willie Bobo.
Oh, you
You
know
know
that. You know
Joe
that.
yeah, Chickaboom, Juan
Mm-hmm.
Carlos, Carlone, and
Oh my God. What?
Queer.
Bro. Bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ray Camacho Band, Let's boogie. That have to be back in the, along with the disco time.
That's right.
Also,
That's right.
Get your boo. I leave it right there. I leave it right there.
And also,
Damn.
also, Joe Bateman made his own version of Shaft. Y'all need to hear that.
Right.
It's hot. Jose Feliciano, Golden Lady.
Right.
Now, people say, what about Golden Lady? Stevie Wonder made it first, but he turned into Golden Lady.
Right.
All right? Cafe Baba
Right.
Bia. Luis Enrique.
Luis Enrique. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, Tribble. I like this picture. Oh, no, I gotta behave myself. Oh, no. They had all out. Next one. If you see what I see, you will know. Enrique Lynch, Dequace, KG. Well, that's KG, so we done that. All right. Rafa Pagan, Wonderful Thing. Rafa Pagan is very underrated. He was around the time, like I said, the 60 fusion Latin R&B.
Right.
No socials, D Remo. The guy with Funky Chicken.
Right. Wow.
You almost made me throw up my soda when you just said that.
Yeah, Joe Bateman, Latin Soul Square Dance. Need to listen to that too.
Wow.
Willie Bobo, New Dimension, 1968.
New Dimension? Oh my God. Wow.
Wilson Das Neves, Soulful Struck, Hit the Bongo, Tito Fuentes.
Yeah, Tito Fuentes. Yes, sir. Tito Fuentes.
The Blues Rhythm Combo, Take the Funky Feeling. The Black Sugar, Valdez. Oh, we already read that.
Hold up. We forgot one too. Loso.
Who?
Tito Nieve.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah.
Ah, shit, boy.
We forgot
one
about
of the
him.
one of the best Congo and jazz, but he mixes it. He puts hip hop jazz with like a Colombian type of Congo playing, and then instrumentals from Africa, and then he just flips his style. The man is unique.
Yeah. Now, family, we always talk about our music doesn't fall. Check this out. This gonna blow your mind, yo, because I heard it before. Village Callers, Mississippi Delta, 1968.
Mississippi Delta? Man.
Yeah. 68 family. That means Latin hit the Delta family. 68.
That's crazy, dog. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Harvey Evan Band, Stan, Instro. They said, what about what that Stan stands for? They said Stan, Flying the Family Stone made it first, but they recorded in 69. Harvey Evan. All right, now Jack exhibit reflection on. They say reflection. They say that means in Spanish it's called reflection, but in English it's reflections.
Right.
Jimmy Tabak Coolin, Quinte Tarora, 1974 baby. Fan and All Star Smoke, that's 70. Monto Samaria, Funk Up. Now, some of these things they sound so familiar. Yes, you heard them. They was arranging and producing their own records when they had the chance back in maybe like 25, 30 years before that. Okay? David Bateau on Broadway. They redone that. The Soul Fantastic, Ain't No Sunshine. What is
Ain't
that?
no sunshine. What? Wow.
They redone it. The first who done it first is Bill Winters.
Yeah, I know.
Right, but they redone it. Ain't no sunshine. That's so fantastic. Latin set. The modern of Escobar. Let me see. Oh my goodness. The modern son of Al Escobar. The horse. Now the horse was first made of Bill Noble back in '68. But the modern son Al Escobar, he did it first. Okay. Willie Bobo.
Willie Bobo.
Yeah, Willie Bobo.
Willie Bobo? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Shut up and pay attention. 1971. Funky Jazz.
Right.
Lazy Flute,
Right.
Johnny Pacheco. We read
Johnny
about
Pacheco.
him.
Johnny Pacheco?
Yeah.
Pacheco, right.
Yes, sir. That was a bad boy.
That's a bad boy. That's right. Freddie Fender. El Paso. Psychic Funk.
Right.
They call it Psychic Funk, but that's Latin. Latin combo. Right. Propaganda, brand new bag. He redone it. James Brown did it first. He put his own twist on it on Latin.
Right.
All right.
Definitely.
Hey, let me ask y'all something. What is the name of the group that sang that song? What was the name of that group? That group also used a lot of jazz in their music.
No, that wasn't a group. It was Richie Valdes.
Yeah.
There was a whole, it was like, what, 5 or 6 Mexicans, if I recall. They died in a plane crash.
Oh, no. He made it first. It wasn't Mexican. It was, oh, man. It was a rock group. Oh, my goodness. I got to pull it up.
Yeah, because that group made history with that song.
No. Richie Valdes made
it. Okay, I got you.
He made it. It was
you know what? Los Lobos. No, it was the group Los Lobos and Gypsy Kings. Yep, I remember now. That was the group that he always ran up and down with to do, you know what I'm saying, his music. But what I was just trying to say is that's another man that used a lot of Latin funk, black funk, jazz funk, and even old school oldies funk and mixed it all together.
Oh, I got a good one for you, Muhammadisthe1. You want to hear it? Muhammadisthe1.
Yeah, run it.
Les Caracas. Hot Hands.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
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 Wow. Yo, you going back.
You know what? I think I wasn't even planning on coming into my mom's Beny when that group came out.
Right.
What about this one? What about this one, Muhammadisthe1? The Moon People. Hippity skippity moon strut.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
You're going too back, homie. You're going way too back. I
want to go way back there. To the top.
Wilson Des Neves. Cloud 9. 1970. Yep. The Temptations did it first.
Oh, you got somebody else too.
I got one for you, Muhammadisthe1. Now you remember,
you know, this is a Colombian group, but when this Colombian group started, they did a lot of like electronical, jazz, and even African tools with electrical and guitar. And they became very famous, even through the era of U2 and so many other last legends. Bandera. Y'all don't know who Pantera is?
Right.
That's a group that has been out for more than 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
And And when they drop that classic and that trumpet with that violin and that guitar, them boys are fire.
Now, oh yeah, anybody that wants to donate, feel free. I got a PayPal and also Super Chat if you want to donate. If not, hit the like button. 6-figure days, what's going on? Check this out, Muhammadisthe1. Now, you remember the late, great James Brown made Cold Sweat, right?
Yes.
Mongo Samaria did it his way.
Marco Sangria? Oh, my, bro.
Oh, yeah. Another one, Muhammadisthe1. Ride Baby. Cool and Gang.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, see, our history of music is rich. Don't let nobody fool you, y'all. To people in the chat, yo, you got to look this stuff up. It's so important. It's so vital to our existence, man. This is why we're giving this tonight. I want everybody to, at least pay attention. This is our rich history, y'all.
And,
it ain't
right. And engage, engage in the chat,
please. Whatever whatever you guys know in the chat, bring it forward. We accept all opinions, man. Listen, we're not smarter than the next person. We all are the same, Bring the ideas. Bring something that, we know y'all know something out there. Come on now. We know y'all know something.
One of the greats, even worked with a lot of Latin musicians, and he respected the fact that he had the help of a lot of Latin friends that were in that epic time. Nobody talks about this. Y'all don't believe me? Y'all can go check it out. Rest in peace to him, Mr. Barry White.
Oh, yeah, with the South Soul Orchestra.
Yeah.
No, Love Limit Orchestra.
Huh?
Barry White had a respect for jazz and hardcore, you know what I'm saying? When it came to that hardcore harmony of jazz and the piano, and you had that little funk in the background and that little clapping sound. That was Barry White. And a lot of the people that helped him were Latin jazz musicians. So I'm glad that you just said that, my brother, because it's true. Our culture is so beautiful. Our culture is so amazing. And a lot of us, we respect the fact that the music and the jazz and everything that we got came from a culture that weren't afraid to show us what they know. Their dancing, their abilities to create music, to create anything that had a dream. So I want to thank my Black ancestors for teaching us that. Because look how much Latin greats we have because of that. Go ahead, JT.
That's right.
And also understand, and look at another one, Muhammadisthe1, Mongo Samaria, we got Latin soul.
Oh, that's my God, bro.
Matter of fact, to JT, to you, JT, and to Loso, and to the chat, I want y'all, when we finish this live, to go to a Barry White song, punch it up on YouTube. It was in the 70s called Spanish Ley. In Spanish, the word Spanish, and it's called L-E-I. Punch that up and listen to it.
That came from White Gold LP in 74. I heard that all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you heard it, JT. I want everybody to punch that up in the chat and just sit back and listen to it. And listen to how all the instruments correlate.
Check what African. Yeah, guess what Sylvia said? She said, JT, are you Latino? I don't know.
Hey, listen, tell her, I got cousins in Puerto Rico that look like you, Loso, maybe her, if I ever see her face. We all Black people in this world, baby. We all over the place.
Check this out. Oh, I got a good one for you, Loso, and Muhammadisthe1. Willie Bobo and the Bojans. What you want to do? Ooh.
Yeah. But listen, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. You know, when I used to put on some Latin stuff, you know, the doctors used to came off, and I'm just gonna say it. That's it. I'm not gonna get into it. Y'all can read between the lines. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, the Latin soul. I got you.
Right. Right.
Bandy Black Rio, Mr. Funk Sambo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Rosino and Impacto 8. I got the feeling. That's from James
Right.
Brown.
I got the feeling.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And he be done this in Latin form, family.
Wow.
I'm gonna say a few more, then we gonna keep on talking. My head hurt. I can't even believe I still remember this. Black Caesar, the loser,
Yep.
1971, Latin funk.
Yep.
Moon People, Land of Love, My Latin Dancers. This is also part. They were part of the 60s fusion of Latin R&B.
There you
All right,
go.
Tom and the Gerald. There go. Another one.
Mm-hmm.
Another one. Mongo Sarah.
Right.
Wayne Jammer. Lenny Salazar.
Right.
Morris Park. Where they said Morris Park? What Morris Park? That's the Bronx.
That's the Bronx. That's
New
right.
York,
Morris Park in 180th. Yep.
right. Jazz Paul Poncho and his Latin soul brother. Come
Right.
on, man.
And you know what, brother Muhammad? You know what, brother Muhammad? You
Yes,
said
sir.
something when we had the conversation first about how the bond that we had as Latin
Yes.
brothers and black brothers back then, it was a great bond. We helped each other through music because music back then was very important to musicians who didn't have the technology of today and had to work hard to get what they got to. So
That's right.
the benefit of working as a brother has left. It's not there. It's not like the bondage is there. I'm gonna tell y'all, son, we both hold a beautiful, beautiful culture. And it's time for us to come together and understand that there's legends that are Latins and blacks that work together and they loved each other as brothers and they did it for the love and dedication and passion for it. And if a lot of people don't know about the Latin culture, Latin history, I suggest you please go out there, do your research and learn because we're beautiful people, very intelligent, very intellectual, very smart. Just like everybody else, we got our downfalls, we got our ways of we make mistakes and we do things wrong just like anybody else. But the difference is back then we collaborated together as family. And we need to understand that it needs to be established today because it's being taken away from us. I miss back then. I miss the music back then because it represented both cultures.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna piggyback. I'm gonna piggyback on that, JT, if I may. Not cut you. I'm sorry. And this is what I'm trying to get to with the wisdom, knowledge, and wisdom and understanding that I have, brother. And let me tell you something. I hope tonight was a lesson to all of us, a teaching moment that we can coexist because we're the same people. We eat the same food, it's just made differently. That's the only thing. But we are the same. You know, we are the same when it comes to the Black and Latino culture because basically it derives from the African base. See, that's our base where we started from and bring it to where it's at now. Do not let this devil drive a wedge between the two groups. Please, I appeal to my people tonight on this night, April 2nd of 2019 at 12:14. Well, it's the third now at 12:14 a.m. You understand? Listen, do not go for that. That's just a trick. It's called tricknology. Just by what JT read off and what both Loso and I commented on, yo, we need to get it back because we're the only ones that's going to look out for ourselves. Nobody's going to give us anything unless it comes with stipulations. Always remember that. So I want my people to pay attention to what's happening, because this enemy out here, they plotting. Like, and I'm going to go into something, JT, if I may. Just tonight, Donald Trump live, 45 Crush live.
I want you to say that for a few minutes.
Okay.
Because what you say, because we're gonna say a few minutes. But Bomb Cherry, thanks for coming. I want you to go to the channel and participate in that. But I'm gonna read some more. We're gonna drop some signs. Then he gonna get into it and everything. Muhammadisthe1.
Yes, sir.
You L Clay, the ghetto.
Oh.
Now people said, where was the ghetto come from? The first one made it.
Hold on, you talking about ghetto? Talking about the ghetto.
That's Donnie Hathaway.
That's Donnie Hathaway. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Right. Didn't War do a remedy? Right. The ghetto.
Right. Donnie Hathaway.
Wow.
Right. Donnie Hathaway made it in 1970, but L Clay they did a remake. They did a make it of their own in 1973.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. The pipe.
Right.
The parentheses in Spanish. El pipe. Way in the water. Oh wow. Okay, Rob. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Wilson Samona, Brazil, E Fico. Sounds of Brazil.
Sounds of Brazil.
Wow.
Yeah.
Another one. Martigo Saraya, Grassroots,
Right.
1970.
Right.
Willie Henderson, Funky Chicken, Part 1 and 2.
Damn.
Ray Valero.
You named me too many songs, my brother. Too many classics to remember. Man,
Ray Barretto, wow.
If we sit here and talk about all them legends, we'll probably take about 10 years to finish each and every one story.
Oh yeah, and then and I'm gonna say one more. I'm gonna say two more after this. Risky Mambo, South Soul Orchestra, mid-70s. Risky Mambo, hear that? Latin all through that. All right, wow. Bell, everything. Acho, Hot Pants Road.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Pacino and his orchestra. Hold
Pacino
on.
and the orchestra?
Machito.
Machito.
His orchestra. Hold on. I'm coming. 1968. Right. I remember that.
That was Sam and Dave. That was Sam and Dave. Yeah.
Right. Bassa, 70.
Right.
Think. Latin funk.
Right.
All right. And the last one to read. Willie Bobo and the Gents.
You said Willie Bobo already.
Roasted or fried.
Yep, roasted or fried. Yes, sir.
Wow.
That's it. Now, okay, you know, I kind of showing off tonight. I'm just. I'm just not see. I know stuff, fam. See, I'll tell you. But we all showing up. But you know what? Before I'm not closing out yet. No. I don't want you there closing out yet, because I want first thing before the junior elder say something about Puerto Rico and the United States. I want you first to go into about the music tonight. Muhammadisthe1, then Loso, then after that, Muhammadisthe1, I'm gonna come back to you and I want you to tell people what's going on in the news.
Okay.
But first thing foremost, what this music means for tonight for you individually and throughout of our people, and especially for Beny Moore that start off this. Vonda Harris, thanks for coming, sweetie. I really miss you. Go ahead, brother.
You wanted me to start?
Yeah, I want you to start. You out.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to say salute to Queen Vonda Harris. How you doing? And thanks for coming. Okay. What this music, especially listening to Beny More, it helped shape my affinity for the Latin music because, you know, I was used to listening to American music. You know, there was a time in my life where even when my mother spoke to me, she spoke both English and Spanish. But when she wanted to get her point across, she spoke in Spanish. And I always replied in English. Then one day, I had a best friend, and he said, yo, man, let me tell you something, man. You Puerto Rican? I said, yes, sir. He said, man, do not hide your heritage. Speak that Spanish, man. But I said, well, the problem is, I understand it fully, but I have trouble speaking it. He said, man, practice that stuff. So with those influences, with that music, it helped me to get my Spanish translation across. And it really developed into something that, yo, I took the ball and ran with it. And man, let me tell you, I mean, there's still some words I get caught up in, but I can have a conversation in Spanish, you know, practically, basically. But it shaped me to the point where our music, you know, once I started to do research, I found out that it was all tied into African culture. And I said, wait a minute. And that blew my mind. Yo, I'm serious, man. I didn't know, you know, I was, you know, blind to the ways, but then I said, wait a minute. So I had to sit back, do some research on it. Even in my music classes in high school, I wrote a term paper on that. And, you know, I got an A, you know, you know, and the teacher said, where'd you get this information from? I said, well, listening to the music my mother has, she has stacks of his albums at home. And I wrote a term paper on him. And man, she was so overjoyed. She was like, man, I didn't think you knew anything about this. I didn't know either until I started listening. So, you know, I thank my mom, man, who's resting, you know, in her afterlife right now. And, you know, without her teaching me the necessary things, you know, in the Latin culture, man, I probably would be lost. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, I thank her first and foremost for that because it made me stand up proud to be an Afro or a Black Puerto Rican because, you know, I'm Black first, but, you know, my culture is Puerto Rican and, you know, I started, you know, embracing it more as the years went by. So it just helped shape me, man, to the guy I am today. And then picking up the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you know, it was like, wow, that just added to it. And man, that music is forever universal and it would never go away. Even if they tried to hide that information, we could always look it up, man. We could always look it up. And people, do your research. Do your research and never stop learning because we can never stop learning. Like I learned from JT tonight. I learned from Loso tonight. I learned from everybody because, you know, to me, that I feel so good tonight just hearing this stuff. So, you know, and JT brought it out of me. He said, yo, you want to do this tonight? I said, sure, I'll do this. Why not? Let's get into it. So that's my take, fellas.
Okay, Loso.
I remember growing up, my mom has always been a strong Latin woman, very powerful, very careful in the words that she say. But one thing that my mom did best was listen to music. My mom was a, believe it or not, fellas, I might seem a little bit exaggerated, but my mom won almost 32 times in dancing competitions throughout her years in this earth. And I'm talking about cha-cha-cha, salsa, merengue, chango, tango, whatever you want to call it. And I know when I was small, I used to look at them. And, you know, I wanted to learn the moves too. So when I got to a certain age, I used to leave the house and just go watch, because you already know how it is in Brooklyn and it was in Manhattan and Spanish Harlem.
Right.
Everybody will be outside doing barbecue, cooking, everybody running everywhere. So I got used to that environment. So I learned my way, but I also picked up the hip hop scenery of music. You know, just going around and listening to jazz players and listening to brothers playing the drums and buckets and pure buckets and garbage cans. And it sounded beautiful. And I said to myself, I think this is what I want to, I think this is what I want to do. And I asked my mom one day, would you think that I will ever be a great rapper? She was like, what is that? And I played there, I think it was Run DMC, Down for the Kings. I think it was that song I played there. And I also played NWA 100 Miles of Running. And she was like, well, it's not my type of music, but listen to jazz, listen to merengue, listen to tango, listen to this, listen to that. Once I did all that and I learned about all the legends, that helped me right there elevate my rapping skills today, the way that I rap, the way that I deliver, the way that I write, but also I have to use them legends samples as a tool of perfection, because if it wasn't for them, I would not be at my skill of poetry and writing music and doing freestyle and rapping like I do today. So I thank all them legends for that, and especially my mother for helping me.
All right, thank you. I want to thank y'all so much. I mean, we ain't leaving yet. No, we're not leaving yet. But we did some music. We'll probably get back to some music, you know, after Muhammad, because I feel high. All right. So, but Muhammad's the one. You there, brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay, drop the news that you told me before about the Puerto Ricans in the United States, please.
Okay. First of all, it started with one of Trump administration, one of this guy. He appeared on the show this morning talking about, that country. So in other words, he was referring to Puerto Rico. So now it came out that 45 Orange Crush said he gave 91 billion to Puerto Rico, and how the hell did they mismanage the money? But in all totality, it only came out to 300 million. Okay, let that sink in for a minute. So he's lying again, like he's been telling. They said he done told about 8,000-9,000 lies since he's been in office. So add that one to the mix. And again, with that said, I'm making the appeal to my people. Listen. You got to get back to your African roots, because these people are not your friends. Okay? I keep telling y'all that. And I'm going to keep driving that nail until it gets into the coffin and hammer it shut, because we have to get back to what's right and, what's righteous. Okay? And for him lying like that, that tells me they have no respect for my island. They have no respect for where my ancestors come from by way of Africa. They have no respect for the people that paved the way for me to be here today. I took that as a personal shot. I really did. Okay. I took that as a personal shot. And, I got to reach out to my people. And that's about it.
I appreciate that. Silk said when you said when, you talking about when he found the information, you gotta type something in to make it specific, because we didn't get, you said when. Okay, Loso, what you think about what you heard?
First of all, I might sound a little slump when I say this, but I'm going to give it blood raw. First of all, fuck Donald Trump. And second of all, fuck Puerto Rico. The government. I'm just going to keep it 100. And I'm going to say that because I talk to some of my aunties every now and then. You see, the problem is not only were they only given 300 million, the government ate that up. Instead of helping for them to build more houses, more community restaurants, you know what I'm saying, like it used to be at one time. What it did was it chewed up the economic bankers over there. Everybody is leaving Puerto Rico. People are drowning. I mean, drowning with debts. There's hardly no resources over there where any Puerto Rican can go over there and say, if I'm a populated person from the United States, why don't we don't have the help that we need to have? Most people in Puerto Rico don't got medical insurance. That's number one. Number two, there is no income tax in Puerto Rico. There ain't no such thing as income tax in Puerto Rico. You get what you pay for. And another thing, the crime rate in Puerto Rico, it is bizarre. And the reason why, education is horrible. How the teachers get paid, even worse. Judges, don't even talk about it. Doctors, underpaid. There's no economic structure in Puerto Rico. Why? Because the Puerto Ricans thought that they were going to benefit by getting with these white supremacists. And what happened? It ended up backfiring on them. When did they sign? In 1810 or in 1847, if I'm not mistaken?
Right.
And you still haven't learned your lesson yet, Puerto Rico? You still haven't seen that they don't give a damn about you? So you know what? It's like my great-great-grandmother used to say, you reap what you sow.
Go ahead.
Because if you know if that's the enemy that is killing your island, you should have left these people alone a long time ago and become the independent island country that you once was. And you was doing perfectly fine. That's right. That's it, JT. That's all I got to say.
I got you. Stay right there. Silks, I found out how he said when did 45 Orange Crush gave Puerto Rico 9 million or a billion?
No. He claimed just today, he gave Puerto Rico 91 billion. It was all over CNN.
Okay, got you. Okay, cool. All right. No, we ain't close.
And I just want to just add on something. JT was 100%, 150% correct. It's that corruption in that Puerto Rican government down there that's making those people starve. He is 100% correct. He hit the nail. He hit it. He hit the target. And that's what also burns me up. Because when that stuff was going there, all the relief stuff, there was a certain clause, I got to look it up, when stuff gets there, that stuff was staying at the ports. It wasn't even getting distributed to the people. Who held that up? You understand what I'm saying, Loso? Remember that?
I feel where you're coming from, but let me tell you something. Yeah. Let me say something to you. Hold on. Why you think America, these government officials here, they are still in the top? Let's think about it for a minute. Because these people are known to go anywhere. Take everything from you, your knowledge, your money, your people, and build on that base and form another lie and brainwash these people just like they've done with our Puerto Rican people and our Cuban people. But Fidel Castro wasn't having that shit.
Exactly.
You understand? Look, you have to stand up once upon a time, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't just let the enemy keep doing what you're doing. You know what Donald Trump was doing when he went to Puerto Rico? He was mocking Puerto Rico and throwing napkins and paper toilets, making fun of Puerto Rico.
Like he was shooting three. Like he was
Tell
shooting
you
3 points.
that he don't
Right.
like Puerto Rico. He don't like us.
And you know what burnt me up? You know what burnt me up in that segment when he was doing that? You see these Puerto Ricans smiling and taking pictures of him.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
So that's why I'm telling you. So that's why I'm telling you. You also have to look at the other side. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you really wanted that shit that stopped from happening, look what's happening in Venezuela. Perfect example. Right. People have had enough. Puerto Rico's got to get the same way. And if they get the same way, maybe they get some progression.
Right.
Enough is enough, man.
Right. I agree, man. I agree. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Enough is enough, man. Enough is enough.
And see, and that's the thing, right? So true. I gotta say this, and I'm saying of all due respect, we all melanin people, so we family, so and then these are the same people that come in this country and want to respect the blacks in this country. And I would say, how dare you?
Right.
How dare you just like the ones that wants to do something? But see, you and in Puerto Rico fight. And I remember years ago, you know what I'm saying, Moms? Well, you know what I'm saying, Puerto Rico was the spot to go to. I remember it used to be planes used to actually wait to get to Puerto Rico.
Right.
Used to wait. San Juan was the place.
What they call Puerto Rico? La Isla de los Encantos. The island of paradise.
Yep. He's right. JT's right. So I don't know where that wedge came, JT. I'll be honest with you, but I didn't like it. I really didn't. And they're letting these people get, like JT, like Loso said, they're letting these people get away with murder. And I'm saying, yo, do you see what's happening in front of you, man? You know, do you see what's happening in front of you?
Listen, by the time a kid in Puerto Rico gets to the age of 9 or 10, he already knows what it is to be a killer.
Right.
I remember. I'm going. I remember they used to have boxing in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Right. Well, I was just told a stat by my brother the other day that after that storm, 900 schools closed down. Even the one that's in Santurce, that's named after my grandfather. They had to shut the school down for lack of funds. Okay? So, you know, I mean, it's the corruption, man.
My brother, look at todos caseríos. Look at every caserío for Puerto Rico. Caseríos, they're like hoods, JT. In Puerto Rico, they call them caseríos. You know what I'm saying? Just look at that aspect for 1 minute. Who runs that? The police. Who manages everything that goes by there? The government. It's like a third world country. But we are population of the United States. No, baby. It doesn't work like that. We understand what y'all doing. And they killing up Puerto Rican people fast.
Yep.
Do you know that 75% of Puerto Rican people that are in prison are from the ages of 11 all the way to 70?
Wow.
Come on, man. They don't give a fuck about us, dog. They don't care.
Yeah. Because they're joining forces with this oppressor, man. You know, man.
They made a deal with the devil. They made a deal with the devil, and now they don't know how to escape.
Right.
And then when you got some countries of Puerto Rico that look like us, that's going.
Yeah.
The food is going. It's crazy because I remember that We were like, yo, man, Puerto Rico, man, round trip tickets like $180. Some places have the hotels. I'm talking about what? That was the place. People couldn't wait to get to Puerto Rico.
And let me tell you, son. Let me say something. Back then, when you went to Puerto Rico, I don't care what color or race you was. Most sisters that you saw were dark-skinned women.
Right.
Beautiful. Right. I'm talking about, oh my God, beautiful.
Well,
don't you know that Puerto Rico and Cuba, once in the history, they were the most beautiful islands in the world at one point? And because they made a deal with the devil, look how the islands are. So you see, when you're looking at blaming somebody and the actions of another dude doing something like Donald Trump to Puerto Rico, is because Donald Trump already knows he can shit on them like that.
That's right.
He made a deal with the devil.
Well, if you look at both Cuba's and Puerto Rico's flag, they're very similar.
And a little bit like the United States flag. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Look at the colors. It resembles.
Yeah. 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 Because I remember
when you make a deal with the devil, you fuck up. When you make a deal with the devil, you fuck up.
Yep. Yep. Look, JT's
so the only ones that can blame themselves is the government for allowing it to happen to its people. Yep. Simple.
Yep. Yep.
What's the only thing that distributes in Puerto Rico right now? What is the only thing that is distributing? Drugs, murder. That's all. Ain't nothing good going on over there.
They used to have the sugarcane fields when I was a young lad.
And yeah, and you know what? Don't forget about the cargoes that come that comes without the laws and all that. The illegal cargoes. Don't leave that out.
Oh no, look, JT. Let me put it to you like this: it's so bad over there. I remember when I went over there. I think I went there like on 97, 98, and back in like 2009, 2010, if I recall. And I remember we got stuck in the highway of Puerto Rico. I didn't have a quarter specifically to pay for the toll. You know what they made me do? They made me turn around, all the way around. All the cars in the traffic had to get the fuck out the way. I got arrested. My money was taken from me. And when I asked where the hell is my money, you know what they said? We got to take your money because we got to pay for you being here. The government is eating everything up. There's nothing over there that is going to progress until that crooked government stays there and keep helping the United States of America with their crookedness.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to change in Puerto Rico. Nothing.
Yeah. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Yep. No, you're right. Losa, you hit it on the head. I listen. I submit, brother. You got me there. Yeah. Yeah. You got me there, brother.
So let me ask you a question. So let me ask you a question, Losa, especially Muhammadisthe1. Or I'm not right to do it. Have to take a great castle spirit to get them out. Is it safe to say that?
I'm gonna tell you something. You see, most islands like that, they run by third world country rules. For some reason, Puerto Rico decided to be humble. I don't know why in the hell. Because before they signed that agreement with the United States, Puerto Rico was as free as a bird. United States had no jurisdiction touching them. They couldn't do nothing. Even if they tried, they couldn't. Then out of nowhere, they decided to conduct business together when it came to salt, sugar, bananas, etc. Not only that, the women, actress, all that stuff. The Americans, they love all that. Ooh, let's take these people, women away. They just take them. Let's take everything from them. And what they did, they facilitated a bullshit. I call it affidavit. And they inflicted the Puerto Ricans into believing that everything that they do, that they would get a 50% cut, like a commission.
Right.
But you know what happened? Puerto Rico, the United States signed a documentation that said that they will withdraw within the Puerto Rican business corporations because they didn't want to affiliate themselves with Puerto Rican working in corporates. So you know what that did? That gave the Americans the opportunity to take all the money that they invested in Puerto Rico and invest it here in the States. And that left Puerto Rico paralyzed.
Yeah.
And also,
Right.
and also, let's not forget about the cargoes that the United States actually stopped, from other countries was making money from Puerto Rico too. Because we don't talk about that enough. They even stop the cargo. So the cargoes end up being ready to go. Everything, Puerto Rico used to get, they go past Puerto Rico and give it to the United States. So of the international cargo that Puerto Rico also was making money off, like the whisk, like the gin, like the rum and stuff like that, they stop it too. So they really think that, listen, we don't need to Puerto Rico, we make the rum here, but it actually comes from Puerto Rico. Yeah, Puerto Rico still have the shop and sell it, but it's not come from Puerto Rico no more. It comes from from the States.
They robbed it of its resources. Yep.
My brothers, don't forget. This alone should let everybody know how they really feel about Puerto Rico. Even though they say that we are a population of the United States, then why the fuck no Puerto Rican can't vote for a president? Their votes don't count.
Right.
Explain that to me, people. Explain that.
Hey, exactly.
You give a fuck about an island, but his or her vote don't count?
Well, hey, Loso, and you know what? You mentioned something just before, too. Venezuela better watch itself, too, because they're looking to go in there to get that oil reserve. You know that?
Yes.
Oh, they finished. I'm sorry. You know what? They finished.
Yeah.
They done. It's a matter of time.
Yep.
They done.
I'm just to the point. Look, I'm to the point. You know what? It kind of reflects on JT too, because I know JT is mad and disappointed. He would like more support from his people, his culture, just like myself. And sometimes I ask myself, do my peoples really give a fuck what's happening?
Man, I've been saying that for years, brother. I've been getting it on my end.
Do my Latin people really give a fuck what's happening to our culture?
Yeah, y'all ain't the only one. Yo, my man, you don't know how much rejection I went through when it comes to that. You have no idea.
See, this is the thing about that. This is the thing that Loso and Muhammadisthe1, even people in here, in the chat, we had these conversations.
Right.
We do.
Right.
Consistently.
Right.
But where are others at?
Right. People
it's got to be a broader conversation. It cannot be regional shit. And it's like, you think about it, y'all. Puerto Rico been broke for a lot. Listen, I remember when I was little, they used to advertise Puerto Rico
all the time.
I'm talking about 70s.
Right.
That's over 50 years ago.
Yep.
Showing combos, showing different parts of the country. You know what I'm saying? People look like me. I'm talking about, candy cane, you know, make it rum and all like that. Our people was walking. We had good jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Look,
And it wasn't.
I'm gonna say
And it
this
wasn't
side
that
too.
long ago. And it wasn't that long ago.
Right.
Exactly. I'm
Well,
gonna
well,
say
just
something too. I'm gonna say something too. I remember 30 or 40 years ago when a brother that was Latin and black were walking together and they saw their brothers getting attacked. We got in, got our ass whooping off. Now in today's generation, a Latin can see a black getting whooped, say some racial shit and walk off, just like I see it from my black brothers too. Oh, fuck that cracker. Go around
right.
and go the other way. So it's like,
Yeah.
hold on. Where's the bond that we had at one time? Let's talk
Right.
about that too. And I'm glad, JT, you
Right.
brought that up. Chat, we talk about things like this. We talk about things that people hate to talk about or don't even want to think to even talk about. But it needs to be
Right.
talked about. So thank you, JT.
They don't
That's
want to.
right.
You know, it goes to show. See, we gotta stop making excuses that people do not want to talk. We gotta stop saying, "Oh, they don't know." They know what's going on, man. It's like this, man. People what see people we gotta stop saying, oh they on deaf ears, man. People do not see see this is how it is. When we want change, that means you gotta go against whatever you feel at that time. And the sad thing about it that we listen, I told people all the time, listen, my brothers in the panel, they Hispanic. I mean, they Puerto Rican. But those are my brothers at the end because we all come from the origin of Africa. So we have to understand that there is a bigger picture of this oppressed system around the world. That they're going to throw different elements at us to keep us confused, to keep us fighting among each other. And we have to understand that of any country that go against our way of living, even if they look like us, they are the enemy. Just like Vonda Harris said, she made a good point that
What
that
what she said?
they yeah, let me read that. Let me see. Let me see. Oh man, let me see. Oh, she said something. Oh, they are
Muhammad,
dreaming up
man,
a
I'm
vision.
glad we having this conversation for real, Muhammad. And thank you,
Oh,
bro. You know why? Because it's an honor to know that I'm not by myself in this fight.
no, no, brother. I'm with you, brother. This is your brother talking. All right.
I
This
already know it.
and as long and even JT, y'all my brothers, man. This is my Believe that. Believe that. Because, off of the conversation we had previously a couple of days ago, I just want that to be known because you see, I think two things here underlie this whole thing. What happens is most of our people are afraid to step in the unknown to challenge the system. Okay. Because you got some, their belly is half full. Oh, I ain't trying to ruin nothing for no nigga or no stick. That's what they'll tell you. But then, like I told one brother, I said, you say that, but when they come for you, I want to see what you do. Okay? When you're under that gun, I want to see how you react. Oh, don't say that. I said, no, 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 no. Because they're going to come for you. They're going to come for you. And I want to see what you're going to do. Because you're going to turn back and enlist our help to help you with this. Because I know you. I know you like a book. You see? But the thing is, a lot of our people just don't want to get involved. And this is coming, they're showing us. The minute this dummy got in the office, me and my boys made a video in front of my house the day after. It's on YouTube. You can go see it. It's called Bronx Perspective, right? There's 4 of us sitting there. And, we said what was going to happen. They're gonna privatize jails. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. I'm telling you, man. they making it. They getting ready to do some things, man. And a lot of people don't.
You know what,
that.
my brother? I'm gonna use this as an example, and it hurts me to use it as an example, but I'm gonna do the best I can.
Yes, sir.
Just like Nipsey Hussle, he said to himself, "I want to become somebody, and I want to come back and help my peoples." He told his peoples what he was going to do, his plan and all.
Right.
He left, he made a whole bunch of money, came back and told his peoples, let's go. Created jobs, homes, he cleaned up credits like a motherfucker. You name it, he did it.
Right.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you from what you saying to what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
For Nipsey Hussle, just like the real brothers and sisters in the struggle that keep it real, look how they treat them. Look what happens to them. Because they want to be different. They want to really bring out the truth and tell the people, look, we have a problem. Let's fix the issues. That's what leaders do. And I think that's the lack of disrespect that my Latin brothers and even some or a lot of my black brothers too, just like a lot of other culture brothers, they just lack and sit there comfortable thinking that this is the right way. And you know what? This ain't the right way. This brother and his 3 brothers did not deserve to die this way, and especially in front of his daughter. So you see, if we don't start waking up and seeing that the enemy is playing with us and every legend, just like every brother that's in the hood, that's prophesizing by benefiting to doing the right thing, letting his people know what's going on, and not only that, giving information and getting kids out the streets, putting them in gyms, putting them in schools. Come on, don't we get it? Latins and black people, my people, don't you get it? Every time we do something great, they bring it down to dust. So it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. My Puerto Rican brothers, my Cuban brothers, and I'm going to be real. There's a lot of racist Cuban motherfuckers.
Right.
Because some of them are racist with me.
Right. Right.
So, you know what? Let's talk about the real topics like JT says. Because if we talk about the real shit that needs to be exposed and explained, we can understand each other better.
Well, I think the thing is that that people see it's like this, that it's always like this, that when you start a movement, you gotta make the oppressed uncomfortable. We love eating out we like eating at that devil's table, man. But they fail to realize they give you a certain amount of years to eat off it. And when they say their time is up, your time is up. And what we have to understand is that you can never get tired of talking about this. I'm not saying keep on banging, bang, bang. That's like, you know, Muhammad's the one that, you know, you talk about this before we started. Today's Wednesday, last night, that everybody talk about Nipsey Hussle, rightfully so. But I didn't want to talk about Nipsey Hussle. I just didn't. People want to say, why? Because it's enough people talking about him, already pay my respects. I would like one day we'll talk about the system. You know, how they use our people to hurt us. And people want to like get on subject. I'm not getting on subject, but that's how the United States used Puerto Rico. They use Puerto Rico. Some of our people that look like us, and look where we at right now. And please don't let it think that it's not affect this country, because it really is. And I got told, like I always said, who got game? They do. We don't have it. We don't have the game because we're not willing
to step up and understand. Because see, I always say this. I'm starting having phantom fights. I'm tired of having phantom fights. And it's like Loso and you said. If the Spanish brothers and sisters do not want to be in alignment, they got to go too. They have to go. You know, I would love one day that Puerto Rico come back to its proper. Do I think it have a chance? Yes, slightly, yes. But the mindset has to change. They got, like you said, they got to get their government out. They got to throw everything in, and they got to start over again. And it's going to take years to build up. We might not see it in our time, but it could be happening. But the way it's right now, the timing is dimming. And I'm gonna tell you this, that as you already know, both of you like in Puerto Rico, these corrupt, they be eating for a very long time. You know, they eat for a long time. You gonna tell me you gonna let a president treat your own people right, shoot jump shots to you and stuff like that, and call you all those type of names? That you know, you that like a punk. You know, and then see these are things that we need to talk about. You know what I mean? And it happened. It didn't happen in the United States yesterday. You know, and I'm saying Puerto Rico, that's our land.
Exactly.
That's our land.
Exactly.
And this is what they're afraid to talk about. This is what they're afraid to talk about. This is what they're afraid to hear. And that shouldn't be the problem. You see, this situation can really be so explainable and so understandable to understand that it's just not us. It's so many that are going through this crisis, that is going through this epic situation. And knowing that Puerto Rico is an island to me, La Isla de los Encantos, where everybody's dancing, everybody's happy. We all need to remember too, Puerto Rico has long festival vacations. And these are people that come out of their houses and they cook for everybody. Everybody's out there dancing, drinking, having a great time for almost 2 months. This is an island that has not only produced great musicians, rappers. My favorite rapper in Puerto Rico his name is Vico C. I know a lot of people don't know who Vico C is, but that boy was a master. And he helped a lot of the Puerto Rican rappers and reggaetoneros that we see today where they at today. You feel me? So you see, when you give the heart to a devil that you know is gonna eat you alive, why would you even sign your life to that? And that's what the government of Puerto Rico did. And it also even took the rights of them to have a president. There ain't no president in Puerto Rico. There's a governor.
Right.
And he is told what to do by who? The white man. I'm done, bro. I'm done.
I can say this that. Go ahead, Mom, with the one. I can wait.
No. Piggybacking on what the brother just said, it's true story. And, you know, it's like a sheep coming in wolf's clothing. I mean, you know, a wolf coming in sheep's clothing, rather. You know, and how long is it going to take, man? Listen, you know, I'm at that age level right now. Hopefully I can get another 20 years, 25, you know, whatever the Lord got set for me on this earth. I want to at least see something of that form before I leave this earth, man. I'm not saying I'm going anywhere. I don't want nobody to take that. But, you know, I want to see some change, man. I want to see it, man, because, you know, man, let me tell you something, man. I done lived to see a lot of things come and go. 6 decades worth, okay? So that should tell y'all my age right there, okay? And it's crazy, man. And to where it's at today, I mean, damn, everybody, it seems like, is off the hook. The behaviors of people, things are just rampant, you know, and I'm like, are you serious, man? Are you really serious? You know, and I don't know if it's because of the internet or other factors. You know, I'm trying to figure that out. You know, and I could come up with some type of surmisement of it all. But the thing is, we got to get back to the original thoughts, the original quality of what we are and who we are. And we have to get knowledge of self again, man. I preach that all the time. Know who you are, know where you came from, know where you're going. Because, see, if you don't have that foundation within you, you'll be lost. You'll be lost. And you know, I hate to keep, you know, beating people in the head with this, but listen, man, what isn't it enough what we see out here today? That's why we talked about Beny Moret, of what he went through and how this man died of a broken heart, just to tie everything in, JT, if you don't mind. You understand? And, you know, listen, man, I mean, is life just that, where we suffer while we living, and then we have to transition to go see that other beautiful world on the other side? Hey, man, I know one day it's going to happen to me, but I want to see paradise here on earth before I leave. You know, I don't want to wait to get to that other side to see it. You understand? I want to see us working together. I want to see unity. The more unity we have, listen, we have enough of us to create unity that will outlast an atomic bomb, brother. But a lot of people have different ideas. A lot of people, listen, it's got to come under one banner, like JT says. It has to. We need 10 points of contention. The rest of that other stuff, put it to the side, man. Put it to the side. I mean, just what we're seeing today, isn't this enough? How much can we take? You're going to keep poking that bear, man. You're going to keep poking that bear. How much are we going to take? This is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying. Come on now, my people, my peopleizations. This tears me up, man. And you got good brothers like JT that puts this content out. Yo, your channel should be full with people seeking this information right now. You had so many people in the chat, you couldn't even read them all. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get it. I mean, I don't get it. Is people afraid of the truth that bad? JT, I'm asking you that question. Is people afraid of that truth, my brother?
That part of it is, but I think what it is that, and also you can get into it too. It's about popularity. You know what I mean? It's about the popularity. Sometimes when you talk the truth, you know, people, you know, I'm baffled. That's all I can say. I'm not seeing that people say, "Oh, Muhammadisthe1, you know, he talk about channels like that." No. What he's saying is that what he sees from outside, what also sees from outside, they feel that when we create this, because it ain't all about me. When we create this different topics like that, it should be a crisis. It should be people that, yeah, I want to get involved, but
right.
People have to want to be part of this conversation, and I get, you know, that's the way I look at it. They have to want it. Some of us don't want it, you know. They just don't want it. They said they do. All I'm saying is this, let's talk about the regulars. The regulars here. I ain't gonna lie about that, but the ones who come in, look how long they stay in chat.
Right. Right. They zip in and out. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
said this story. I said this story about 3 days ago. I was doing some time. Uh, Puerto Rican and Cuban and Colombian riot broke out with the Black Brothers. I was trying to stop my homie who was a Rolling 60 Crip and one of my other homies who was a Chico that I grew up with in the hood. I knew them both. I ain't wanted them to fight. As I'm talking to my homeboy that we trying to stop everybody, I feel a jerk in my back. But it happens so fast. It's like a little knife just being pulled in your back about 4 or 5 times. Ta, 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 ta. All I just saw was days and I felt cold. I dropped to the floor. When I was turned around, it was my homie, my best friend, who was about to, take me out. Who saved my life? My worst enemy.
Wow.
Now I am his son's godfather. You see how life works? My own race was going to kill me, but my worst enemy, he had beef with me for several reasons. He didn't like me, so that contracted a lot of problems. And yes, he was a black brother. Now, whoever touches that dude, they got to kill me. You see how life works?
Right.
So sometimes we got to look at the different aspects about life too.
Yes.
What you say all the time, my brother? We always have to look at the story. We have to look at the basics. We have to look at the details. Because you see, now somebody else can have a different story of how they feel chilling with a Latin person or how they feel chilling with a black brother or sister. You see, everybody got different opinions. So to me, I already know where I belong. I already know where my roots come from. And I already know that I'm from Puerto Rico. But let's not forget this. Puerto Rico is an ancient root from Africa. Come on, people. Let's realize this shit.
Right.
Man, listen. The way I look at it right now, like I said, Mom, being elder, you're not the only one coming tell me, why your channel not this, why your channel not that. You're not the only one. I know you noticed that too, but I'm just saying that I used to could answer that, but I don't know. I really don't. I can't answer that because I don't know. I mean, I maybe you know what? Let me change that. I do know the answer, but I don't want to talk about it. Not towards you. No.
No.
It's sad because I put my heart to this. You know what I mean? It's not about me. No, not at all. But I feel that there is a necessary conversation that we gotta have. There's at times like I said, fuck it. But I had to just gotta keep on going and it's understand that the gonna be there and stuff like that. But the ones outside that don't want to be part of it. Don't come in and just try to get like a little come up. Just participate in the conversation.
Right.
Make yourself known. Just don't come. Oh yeah, I can underrated and stuff like that. Yeah, nah. Don't tell me that you try to like. Oh yeah, um, try to get like I said, try to get a come up. Nah, it's alright. It's cool, but our people don't want it. Some people don't want that. We don't want. We don't want to take the time to say extra to know the truth.
Right.
to do what's right. We don't. We don't want to take time.
Right.
You know?
Mm.
I can cut this off. I can cut this off like 2 hours if I can if I want to.
Mm.
I can, but I ain't want to because nobody pack our people. And I always think it's going to be that one or two go listen to it that pack their life.
Mm.
So
Right.
you just got to keep on. But you know, we're going to have the last marks.
Okay.
Had last marks. Please, and then Muhammad the one I want you to
Yeah,
say.
I just want to say that this live today didn't taught me not only what our African roots represents for us as a culture and as mankind and as a human that evaluated music and learned from some of the greatest musicians, jazz musicians in the world, what they did, the platform and the mark that they left, the legacy and the dynasty that they left, still to this day is remembered and is always respected by people who knew who these amazing legends were. So I just want to go ahead and say God bless to all them legends for teaching me the music of yesterday to what it is today. Now, about the other conversation, I think this is the deepest conversation I've had in a long time. And it needs to be talked about. This is not about me. This is not about making a dollar, making a cent, just like my brother JT and my brother, the Muhammad is the one. That's not what we on. We over here to let y'all know we have we have to have discussions. We have to have this type of native and perspective in conversation because it's like the bond that we had separated, like it's not there, like it's reverse tile, like you giving everything to what the devil has to offer you because you feel that it's the only way to be because that's all you know. But if you don't know the truth, and if you don't know that you're being brainwashed, I suggest you please come to the Underrated Darkness channel, my channel, Sleep channel, and so many other Queens channel that are here in the chat today. And those that are not in the chat, you know who you are. Please, people, let's come together. My Latin brothers and sisters, I can't do this alone. Me and my brother, Muhammad is the one. We can't do this alone. Let's show JT respect and let's really come as family and do this. Because if not, you're going to learn the consequences the hard way. That's all I got to say.
Right, stay there, Loso. Stay there, please. Muhammad's the one, the junior elder of our community. Last remark, please.
Thank you, JT. And again, I want to thank you for having me as your guest, your special guest tonight. Or salute to you and much respect to the work that you're doing and that you're laying out for the information to get to the people. I really, growing fond of that to the point where you are getting, the information that's necessary and vital to our community. And with that said, I hope tonight that even people in the chat, which much respect to the queens in the chat, y'all know who y'all are, and to the brothers on the panel, um, I just want to say that I hope this was a teaching moment for all of us because we all can eat at the same table. I have no problem with that. Okay. And I wanted us to know how we are together in our, quest for our life and our mission in life, and, do not separate, do not let these powers that be separate us to the point where we don't care about each other. Um, I say this much. This was a fruitful conversation. Looking back on Beny, looking back on a lot of different Latin jazz artists like like Loso said, that paved the way for what's happening today. And let's not spit on their graves. Let's revere them. Let's keep them in our memories. Even if you go on YouTube, pull up some of their music sometimes when you're by yourself at home. Just, just use that as a studying moment. And, you will find that it will set you free emotionally, spiritually, and you'll find that that music would take you to a different stratosphere. And with that said, again, this was a very, very peaceful conversation. I like the way it went. And JT, thanks to you, brother, because without you and Loso, because I'm not tech savvy like you, brother, so I tell you that much. But listen, man, this here has got to be talked about. These are conversations that people don't have. Yeah, I know people talk about sports, boxing, that's all good. That's all good. But there comes a time when, we have to get back to what's happening. And we have to open our eyes, keep our ears to the ground, because we never know when we might get caught up in something. And if you do get caught up in something, how are you going to handle it? How are you going to get out of it? So, we hope that we provided some historical lessons tonight. We hope that you was able to understand where we were coming from, because without people in the chat, how else are we going to get this message out? So I thank you again, and I just bid everyone peace and paradise, love, spirituality, and assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, brother.
All right, stay right there. All right, yeah, stay right there, please.
Okay.
We have covered a lot. And I want y'all, not people in the chat, but people outside, that they are frustrated. It's not like, oh yeah, we want your child to go like that. No. They know this information that we are bringing. It could be more people. I understand they disappointed, angry. So let's keep on working. Let's keep on working. That's it. So Muhammadisthe1, the Julia Elder. Loso. And the rest of everybody in the chat, Explorer Ginger, oh, you've been a good one, but you can always catch on the rewind when it's finished. And Mamas, thank you so much to help me out. Very much appreciated. So, of that note, until next time, let's get at it. Ghost.
Peace.